Testing, testing. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. Cool, cool, cool. I'm here. Shit. Mixed signals, man. I don't know, man. Like, who's giving you mixed signals, bro? Tell me, tell me the story. Tell me the tea. Suck a dick. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Yeah, you always did. Never mention. Now you see it then we'll blow you don't know jack shit. Let me try this thing. What's up, W Beefy thing? Talking. They should shit was fake. Call me fake. Back yeah, you always did. Never make shit. You don't know jack shit. The tension in horror movies, yes. I love. You don't like horror movies? I love horror movies. I love horror movies. We're gonna talk about horror movies too. I love horror movies, man. Like that's the best. All right, all right, let me cut the song. Where's my fucking? Let me see. Let me find my source of music. Here we go. All right, all right. We're gonna get into UFOs today. Um, that's like the main thing. So I'm baby rage, baby rage. Okay. So anyways, we're gonna get into horror movies too later on. But I did promise Mr. Feeney when he comes on here that we're gonna talk about UFOs, how it relates to religion, and how everything just ties in together. So that's what we're gonna go over today, and then I'll get to the horror movies, and we'll talk all that shit. Yeah, all that shit. I might play a game though, dude. Like, I got a game. It's called Once Human. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty different. The L economy is booming, and Hell yeah, thank you. I am. I am. The L economy. I'm the biggest investor in the L economy. That's true. That's so true. But you know what? Like the L economy is going to boom. It's going to boom. And I'm the biggest L there is. So anyway, let me see. Let me see. I came so unprepared today. Um, let's see this shit. Let's go to YouTube. We'll watch horror trailers right now. I don't know to see what kind of good horror trailers are out there. And yes, that's the biggest L economy. I'm in. I'm all in. I want to see Hokum. I don't know, man. That's why I like soccer better than football. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Such weird comments. Such weird comments. Okay. Let me see. Let me go back. I want to see this movie, Hokum. It looks pretty good. Let me get my multi-chat up here. The fuck happened? Let's see. My dashboard.
First time in Ireland.
My folks came here for their honeymoon. Always wanted to come back.
Yeah, I'm not using Twitch chat much, so I'm using
I don't know if you've noticed, but there are some oddballs walking around this place.
There are worse things than strangers.
Streamlabs. Let's go to my dashboard so I can get the multi-chat below and
What about the
watch
honeymoon
this.
suite? It's always locked.
There we go.
Feeling. Something feels off.
What's this? Test. There we go. Okay.
I think there's someone down here. Can you hear me? Get me out of here, man!
Dude, I'd want to go to a horror house like this, man. I want to get scared. Like, I've been to so many haunted houses because I did paranormal investigating. And that shit. What is this? Enemy Within. What is this? I don't know if it's horror, but it looks interesting. IGN movie trailers, okay. The Deadly Assassin.
Would have thought one of our executives would do such a thing.
Remind me, where exactly were you?
In Nigeria, Caleb's about to close the deal of the century.
Paul! Put your phone away. It's your wedding weekend.
Father has a surprise for Caleb.
My wedding gift to you.
What's wrong with my forehead?
Vika, right?
Time for me to take a back seat.
Caleb has the keys to the kingdom now. He has my sister, my father.
Blood is always thicker than water.
Hello?
I've been watching you.
Who is this?
Who I am is not important. You have until midnight to decide who dies. Look outside.
There's a sniper out there.
What does he want?
Robert,
Everyone has a price, Caleb.
Dude, I'm hungry.
They said to shoot Robert if he
Here's
came
my
outside.
fucking M&Ms.
Who hired you?
Do we have any idea who's out there?
It's the wolf.
Who sent the wolf here?
A competitor?
No, this is closer to home. It's as if somebody in here wants
Hello.
to hurt us.
If anyone tries to leave, they will die.
Why are you doing this?
I didn't make the rules.
Get back inside, brother! No! Don't you dare put this on me!
It's the wolf here because of you.
Is there something I should know? have surrounded yourself.
Damn, he has 2 rifles.
Desperate. There is blood on your hands, and a price must be paid.
This movie I want to see backrooms.
I found something in the store.
Yep,
Okay.
I do it all the time.
What did you find?
I went to a
The place.
mental hospital once. I was fucked up. Got fucked up on something and stared at a wall.
Hello? Anyone there?
Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive in there.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof.
All right, you feel me? Yeah.
Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been here every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow. Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up! What do you see?
All these rooms. This place built them. It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me? I don't understand. What is this?
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Yo,
Yo, what up?
I'm streaming, bro. You want to come on?
You streaming?
Yeah, you want to come on?
Yeah, I'll be in the chat. I just gotta do something.
Yeah, I got to get a drink really quick, too. All right, cool. I'll see you. All right, bye. Oh, I want to see this movie again. Well, the first one. That's all he does is literally walk in the forest and kill people. Whether you like it or not.
Any of these girls around here? What the?
I saw Johnny.
If this is a prank, you need to tell me.
He's gotta go now.
I forgot part of the plot of this movie, or the first one, where he put on a mask and started killing people and went crazy. I'll be back. I'm gonna get it.
What did you bring into our house? What did you bring into our house?
This impulse to explore, it's only going to get worse. Caged animal yearning to be free.
We will do anything and everything to protect you.
So your blood is a fountain of youth?
She has an extremely rare blood type. The kind of thing you see with multiple transfusions.
Come anywhere near the bronze.
and we'll make sure you stay off the grid completely.
Hard.
The whole bullshit business is built on selling pints to billionaires.
This is one of the best. Voodoo Grape. Monster Mango.
Who are you looking for?
Fuck is, why is old people creepy?
I hate the idea that they're gonna live long, happy lives all thanks to me. I will cut my own throat before I go back to being whatever the hell I was. You can never really know what someone's motives are.
I am your father.
Sorry. Blood bank's closed.
What's down skin?
It's always hard losing someone you love. I'm sorry I had to experience all that so young.
I wish Zach was still here.
What's up, growing GHC? How you doing, man? Just looking at some horror trailers. I don't know what these comments are.
I want you to meet. I just thought you could use a friend. This could be good for the both of you.
Yeah, good fam.
It's alive.
Good, good, man. I'm glad. This is like Pinocchio or some shit.
Why boys that made different from you? Organs and stuff. I want to be just like you. No, you don't.
I know, right?
Take what they have.
The fuck?
By piece to
You know this is gonna be a really bad B movie, but
Who are you?
Name's Cricket. Piece by piece, we'll take everything you need to be real.
the horror Pinocchio movie.
What the hell is he?
Pinocchio!
Holy shit.
You're James Storm!
One hell of a glow up, kid.
This is like the worst B movie.
My belief that the soul does indeed remain after death.
Call the police.
Well, I tell them what, Dudley, that a
Boom
homicide
rig.
patrol is on the loose?
The subject is dangerous, born evil.
Oh,
I'm going
fuck.
to be a real boy. I'm going to be just like James.
He's like stuffing intestines in himself and shit.
Let's give you a smile.
I've seen this one. This isn't a horror movie to me. It was not horror. It was good though. I liked it. Exit 8. Ah. So weird. The movie is weird. So I'm probably gonna visit Ozemi this week. Just do a little IRL stream, and then gonna go with Lord Hito later to do some you know, cool stuff. What up, Feeny? What up, Feeny? Oh, dude, I like that eyeball emote, dude. That's cool. Where'd you get that from? Is it loud? Kinda. Exactly. That's what it is. Harmonize, okay. Oh, you can barely hear it. Oh, shit. Let shit. Where is the... I'm gonna blast this shit. Let me see. Is this better? Go to the intermission scene. No, Stream X sucks, bro. You know what was good though that I liked? The last Final Destination movie. That was good. Oh, Terrifier. I love Terrifier movies. We're gonna get into the religion and UFOs and stuff later, Mr. Feeney. We're just gonna chill now. Sorry, I'm late again. I was out getting 7-Eleven groceries and shit like that. I was hungry and thirsty for some blue grape
But you need
monster.
to listen to me if you want to survive.
But I like my monster mango.
The entity will do anything to gain control.
Oh shit. Yeah, I already got some munchies, but later on I might fucking have to go downstairs and get food and like during an intermission or be right back. Type thing.
Do I have something that you want?
Oh shit, is this what's it called? Evil Dead? The next Evil Dead movie?
I don't know what I am doing here.
The demon knows
I think this is the next Evil Dead movie.
So what do we do?
By the houses of hell, I command you back!
It is wild, bro. It's crazy. Oh, Mortuary Assistant. Interesting. I thought it was an Evil Dead movie. Because I know they're coming out with one.
Police!
I have a subscription to Shudder. I'm like a Shudder freak.
This is the police. I'm coming down the stairs. Hey. Hey.
Yeah, I love me some Shudder, bro.
Sir, show me your hand.
Yeah, I will take a break.
Give me a second to think, man. You gotta give me a second.
Man, wait.
What the hell is that?
Later, though. Later.
Still with me? Please clear the road. He took something from us.
What does that mean?
Hey.
Ooh, Shutter Island with Leonardo. Wasn't that one with Leonardo DiCaprio? That one was good. I love the ending of that movie.
Do you think that badge you're wearing makes any sort of difference?
I
in a
figured
place
it
like
out
this?
though, but still a good ending. Still a good ending. What the fuck? So this is more found footage movies. I love found footage movies. There's one, Mr. Feeney, of found footage that is all about UFOs and shit. We'll have to watch that sometime. I think it's a VHS movie. It's called VHS, and it's a found footage. But they do like horror found footage, but they did a UFO one. Yeah, the ending is great, man.
We're officially declaring them missing.
He's putting together a rescue team.
Watchdog, Dr. Radio Demolition.
We'll watch it, dude. We'll watch it sometime soon. Like, we'll just do a movie watch and everything.
I can't wrap my
Maybe
head
we'll do it tomorrow.
Magnetic poles can be blamed for all sorts of
Chat
things.
seeing the future, okay.
Monsters.
With UFOs.
Myths. Signs from the gods.
The boat had no choice but to leave us.
Nobody knows where we are.
We're fixing to die out here. We stay any longer. That's enough.
Never mind. What one? This one? Right here? Just found a finger.
Been around since for the birth of Christ.
20,000
Let me show you. Let me get on my Amazon game here really quick. Let's pause. Oh shit, that was like a big fucking animal, like a cryptid or some shit.
Who is that?
Oh shit.
everybody away from the window.
Yeah, how they fall out of the sky and stuff while doing skydiving? Holy crap, dude, that was crazy, dude. You saw it growing, huh? Oh, that's fucking dope. I'm glad somebody else likes the VHS movies like me. How unhinged are we feeling? I'm always unhinged. But yeah, that plane scene was crazy.
Do you hear something?
A24 is like the best in
where we talk about
horror,
all
but
things
Undertone
creepy.
was not
I'm
that
your
good
in-house
to me.
skeptic, Evie
Some
Babbage,
people really
and my
liked
believer
it.
co-host says he has a real
It
treat
was
for
a
us
whole bunch
today.
of dialogue,
We're
which I'm
listening
fine
to
with
10
dialogue,
mysterious
but
audio recordings from an anonymous email.
this movie was alright.
Are you implying there was hidden messages in it?
Let me play it back in reverse.
Play the next one. Let's find out.
See, it seems like so much creepier, but it's not as creepy as it portrays as it is. Viral? Yeah, I didn't see the last one. They came out with a new one recently. I don't know if it was viral, but there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them. Let me see. Let me bring up my Prime Video, and let's see if I could switch it over really quickly. In a Violent Nature is coming out soon, and that like number 2, the second one, and the second one was good. Let me adjust this, but also change it to a different window capture. Firefox, no. Oh shit, my Elgato is might be running. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. See, as you can see, I have Shutter right here. It's like one of the only things that I'm subscribed to. So, but let's see, VHS Summer Camp. Didn't see that one. Massacre. VHS Lives 2. I think it was Beyond. It was VHS Beyond. This was the one right here. Wet Face. Okay. Yeah, it was this one right here. This one was great. There's a plane. Fuck, dude, that thing is crazy. I like the first one. The first one had me engaged. But like, I would play it, but I'm streaming on YouTube right now. Unless I sign out of YouTube, because of copyright shit, you know? It's all fucking fucked up in copyright. Let's see if I can fit this out here. Let me change the... yeah, this was good. This one was good. I watched VHS 99. VHS Halloween was alright. I think this was a newer one. But VHS Beyond, dude, I was stuck in the hospital when I was watching this. So I was like, fuck, dude, I need something to do. And when you're stuck in a hospital, like watching horror shit, it's fucking crazy. Like, you're all alone, the lights go out and shit, and you're like, what the fuck? You hear people like coughing and like just all this shit. It's crazy. Like, I go to Kaiser, so like I have my own private room and everything, and it's just like, what? Alright. Some people are weird in here. Here's Terrifier 3. Oh, this movie was good. You guys like Terrifier? Terrifier 2 was good. Honestly, I like Terrifier 1 the best. I'm weird. I like Terrifier 1, then Terrifier 3, then Terrifier 2. So, I don't know. We got Borat. Jeepers Creepers collection. That Death by VHS. This is not. Is this? This is an anthology. All right. Cool. But maybe later on tonight or tomorrow we'll start watching VHS Beyond. It's all about UFOs, you know, stuff like paranormal UFO shit. It's really good. I like it. It's all found footage, so you probably would like it, Mr. Feeney. You probably would like it. Growing THC knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's get into the main shit that we were talking about. Let's see. Let me change the window capture back to Firefox. Best upcoming horror movies. Here we go. Let me hop on Discord because I know you sent me some stuff on there. By the way, this is my band. If you guys ever want to check that shit out. Okay, so I loved it. Yeah, it was really good. Same. I loved it. All right, YouTube. Come, let's go back to YouTube. I don't know, I'm like spelling it out and shit. Like when I could just click it. Craziest police videos on the internet. I'm gonna have to save this. I love body cams and true crime and all that shit. So save to watch later. Oh, this was released 2 hours ago. This guy Skizzle we saw yesterday was very interesting. Let's watch this really quick and then we'll get into the main shit.
Time that you put your kiss
body
to bed
cams
and hide
are
your
crazy,
wives, because here we go. Check this.
Leaked UFO photo coming from a CN-235 MPA camera showing this airborne starship-shaped object or starfish-shaped object. Should I say?
Yeah, like
wait,
what
didn't they explain starfish?
By the way, be very
type
mindful.
shit
People are saying it's
patterns?
AI, can be AI. Sadly, that's the world
Maybe
we live
if I
in,
go
so
out with
anything
Ozemi,
and
we can
everything
do
be AI,
some night
unfortunately,
crawling.
Right. This was spotted apparently near the Natuna Island, and this is going crazy online at the minute, and people are geeking out.
Did you see this, Mr. Feeney?
So apparently this came from a user called SkyJamir32. He says on Reddit, I got this from a now deleted post in an Indonesian military forum Facebook, very popular for forums like replacement for Reddit and 4chan, apparently so. Said this was near the Natuna Island.
Oh, that
and
guy?
The Indonesian
Yeah.
Air Force often patrolled the area since
So
the
this is
Chinese
the same
loves to
guy.
fish there, right? So this
Chinese love to fish there illegally, it said.
I gotta turn off.
Okay, man.
shit.
All right.
This is the backstory that everyone's
Insulin
geeking
levels
out
be
about.
going
In my
crazy.
professional opinion on this channel, this is another Trust Me Bro post with some AI misinformation flying around, okay?
Yeah.
Because all we have to get from this is a singular post from a person saying, trust me, right?
Unfortunately. And right now we're also hearing that there will be 46 different UFO videos coming out. I covered that in the last video, but apparently it's a real thing. Not just a cockamamie theory. They're saying that we're going to be getting actual colorized UFO videos, high definition, straight from the government. I mean, we'll see if that actually happens or not. They're saying that it's not just going to be gray twat shaped UFOs, okay? It's gonna be the real deal. I guess let's wait for that, but check
You know the
this.
shape of the UAP, yeah.
Something about Europa that's making scientists nervous because the moon that we thought was our best chance at finding alien life just got way more complicated. So Europa is obviously the moon that's orbiting Jupiter with a massive hidden ocean underneath its surface, potentially containing more water than every single ocean on Earth combined. Scientists
So it's like
have
the
literally
starfish.
always said that if we're ever gonna find life somewhere else in our solar system, Europa is probably gonna be the best chance. The Juno spacecraft was finally able to measure Europa's ice shell for the first
Wouldn't that
time,
be
and it's not a few
crazy?
miles thick like the
Find
scientists
life on a
thought.
different
The
planet?
spacecraft
It's like
found
being
that
on
it
a
is
different
almost
dimension.
18 miles deep. Scientists are now saying that for life to exist in that ocean, it needs nutrients and oxygen from the surface to somehow make it down there. But obviously, 18 miles of solid ice is a long way for anything to travel. Some scientists are actually now saying that the ocean might not have the heat or chemical reactions needed for life to develop there at all. But they're also
But how they
saying that there is
know?
still a little bit of hope because Juno also found evidence of deep fractures running through the ice. If those cracks go far enough through the ice, it could still provide pathways for nutrients to reach the ocean. NASA's official Europa Clipper mission is going to be reaching that moon in 2030. And
how do we know
mission
nothing
obviously
like can
just became a
survive
little
in
bit more
that
important.
cold
In
of a
just 4
climate?
years,
Though
we might actually come
we
to the
have
point where we find
creatures
out
that
if
do
there
that.
is life on Europa. NASA just
Okay, 4 years, man.
We need
Hopefully
receipts.
the world is gonna be around. Hopefully we're not gonna have WW3 by that time. Is this why the government
they don't know
disclosed
shit, dude.
non-human intelligence? Okay, let's actually find out.
Capture it. We can't attack it. We can't do anything about it. It has total dominion over our skies if it wants to. It shows up when it wants to, when it wants to. We can't predetermine this. We cannot control them. There's nothing, we have no power over them, right?
Right.
Demonstrably, we have no power over them, which means we have no sovereignty, which is a major problem for the U.S. government. Disclosure is a problem for them because they would have to come out and say, sorry, guys, we don't control the skies.
Right.
That would look weak.
They
Yeah,
do.
they would look
In
weak.
fact, they probably control the oceans.
Damn.
They would look
In
weak.
fact, we're not so sure about underground either.
Yep.
Right?
We aren't sure about anything by the looks of it.
Right.
In other words, it's just we're just fine. And another factor,
spitting
you know, when he
facts,
brought
bro.
up the ocean talk, we have been hearing about, you know, there was a football ship UFO that went underwater and that was doing.
Yeah,
like
you were
500
talking
knots
about the
underwater
ocean and everything,
without
Mr.
disrupting
Feeny.
the flow of the water, and it was coming out of the water, going underwater without disrupting the flow of water, and it was a UFO. You know, we have been hearing that, and it's just insane, man. These are crazy times, and they're talking about disclosing all that. Yeah, we'll see if that happens.
We control like about this much here,
very thin layer.
and only if they don't show up and bomb us for some reason, right? Or land on our thin layer and abduct our citizens.
I
or
love that
something.
melting face.
So there's no
You know, that's another theory. We always hear this, that some of them are good, some of them are bad. And we also hear this, that if they actually were bad, we would not have been around. I mean, plausible, but still, though, yeah, are you gonna
who
trust an
knows?
alien twat out there? I mean, I suppose some of them are good, logically
Who
speaking,
knows, like,
mathematically
if they
speaking,
wanna
you know, if the universe is
fucking
that big,
nuke
then
us
they
with
claim
their
billions of
fucking
planets,
shit,
billions of
whatever they have.
galaxies. So mathematically speaking, like, we cannot be alone, and if we're not alone, there's gotta be
Angels and demons,
other
yeah.
life that
Yeah,
exists out there.
totally.
Some of them probably are nice. Some of them are probably
Or what we
bad.
perceive to
or
be
maybe
angels and
we're the
demons,
ones that are actually bad.
religiously.
Maybe we're the
that
ones that are
we've
truly
experienced
hostile in
in the
comparison to
past.
them. Maybe they have achieved new enlightenment. Maybe they are not, maybe they're
Total
far better
peace,
than
bro.
us, or maybe not.
Total peace. What if
possibility
they
of an
achieve
agreement
total
with them,
peace while
number
we're
one.
like fucking
So they
nuking
cannot
each
protect
other
us on a
having
legal
war
basis
and
for
shit?
sure, but they also on a technological basis cannot defend us. We don't know where they come from. We can't invade their territory.
Right.
Right.
All ideas
If we
of
could
warfare go
invade
out
their
the window.
territory, we would though.
Where they
As
operate.
humans,
No,
fuck,
we have no leverage
would.
at all. So we're
Crazy.
at the mercy of these things.
Yeah, we need the
I
GPS,
know, right?
man. Where is Juno? Juno had one job, but Juno be all out there sucking ass, I guess, right? But the CIA, yeah, this actually is flying around a lot right now. Everyone is actually talking about it, and this is, you know, it brings you. It
CIA
brings
tool
us
that
up,
found a
brings
man by
us
his
up to
heartbeat?
question it, but looks like we're never gonna have the answers. People are already saying it's alien technology, but check this.
So, why exactly is this considered the CIA's most powerful surveillance weapon to date?
What the
Well, it has the
fuck?
ability to track and lock on the single heartbeat of one person, friend, or foe from 40 miles away. On April 2026,
No
this concept became a
way.
reality. With this classified tech, U.S. forces didn't
Yeah.
even need a radio signal. They could locate a single man hidden in a cave from 40 miles out just by zooming in on his heartbeat. Our 3D
my
animators
God,
created a
bro.
simplified model of this overclocked system to show how it works. It uses engineered synthetic diamonds to create a long-range quantum sensor. Strapped to a helicopter, it can detect the tiny electromagnetic pulse of a being
Pilot
from
that
miles
crashed
away.
in Iran. There was
So
a
why use
couple
this
of
specific
pilots, like
technology
my
to find the missing
freaking
weapon system officer instead of the
nephew
usual tech?
in law or
Well, it is
whatever
because
you want to
infrared
call him
cameras in
is
this
like
system are completely useless when
a
your target is
pilot
very deep
and
inside a
stuff.
mountain.
We're all worried
In short,
about
the
him.
CIA can now
you
track
know?
your actual heartbeat.
Sheesh.
If you're a friend, this tech could be the lifeline that brings you home. But if you're the enemy, not even the caves or the desert can hide you anymore. How the U.S. deployed the CIA's secret weapon? In early
you
April
cannot hide
2026,
from
the
shit
CIA pulled the curtain
nowadays,
back
bro.
on a terrifyingly advanced piece of
Fuck, I
technology.
remember in the
The mission,
90s, right?
to rescue a
We
downed
didn't have all
F-15
those.
E-Strike Eagle
We
weapons
had
systems
cameras like
officer, known to the public only as Dude
TV or
44
whatever
Bravo.
you call it.
To find him, the
But
U.S.
we
military
didn't have
mounted highly
like
classified
all this
heartbeat scanning
crazy
technology
camera
onto
shit
Black Hawk
that we have
helicopters and
nowadays.
HC-130J combat Kings to sweep the
Could
battlefield.
see and view
I
anything
mean,
at
what
this
other
point.
technology CIA is hiding? And this one is definitely going to be a treat for those of you that believe in the manifestation. Oh my god, you know, manifestation is real. Okay, not trying to make fun of that, just jokes around. But no, those of you that seriously, okay, for real,
Not anymore,
for real.
bro. Not anymore.
For real. Those of you that actually believe in manifestation,
Hide,
this is
you
actually
don't have
crazy. Because
any...
I
And
don't know if you
we were
heard this,
talking about
but,
privacy.
you know, in manifestation, there's always
yesterday,
that thing, you know, your heart desires,
what were
okay?
we saying?
Your
We were
heart
saying,
produces
like, how,
an
like,
electromagnetic
ads,
signal.
like,
The
come
heart
up,
is like,
like,
what,
out of
60
nowhere.
times or 100 times, something like
Yeah,
that.
if
I
we're
heard
just
numbers
like
that,
watching
which are,
some
I don't know
random
exact
thing and
number,
an
but
ad
it
comes
says
up
that
and
the
we're
heart
just
is
like
60
thinking
times, 100
about
times,
it.
some shit like that.
It's weird.
Stronger than the mind. In terms of producing electromagnetic signal, and apparently it's important because you know, you attract how you what you feel and all that, you know, all that stuff, right? And apparently they have been using the
You don't think these private companies
electromagnetic
like
signal to track
have
that,
all
that
these
soldier to,
all
to
this
rescue him.
investments
Insane.
into like
Absolutely
technology
insane.
and
Lockheed
shit
Martin.
like that?
So,
You never know.
crazy
Lockheed
times.
Martin,
Crazy
Boeing
times, guys.
too,
Crazy times.
like
Check
you
this.
know,
greatest mystery in probably in all of aviation. So in
what's the
2014,
other
that
one?
Malaysian flight that had like 239 passengers and crew all gone. They did a big search right as soon as it happened. Then a couple years later, and then 2017, they did a massive search. They're now doing another huge search in the southern Indian Ocean. And they've been searching, and there's an American company that's volunteering to help using underwater robots, deep sea drones, and advanced scanning. They're just spending
smartwatches. We give data away like
In
crazy.
1997, a mysterious sound was detected from 3,000 miles away inside the ocean.
Yeah,
That's like hearing a sound
literally
when you're in New York, hearing a sound
whole
from
bunch
London.
of our
Louder
technology
than a blue
was
whale,
is totally
louder than any
amazing.
animal or
like,
creature ever
you know what I
to
mean?
make.
Like
it happened in 1997.
I
They did
marvel
research,
at
they
some
could
things
not
that we
find
can
the source.
create.
It happened again in 2005, and so they started
And you
looking
can see
again with
inside
new
the human
technology, trying
body
to source it, and they tracked it to
by
one
using
location,
Bermuda?
South
like
Indian Ocean.
you know,
Antarctica. Greatest
what's it
mystery.
called? Like vibrations, right? And we were talking about vibrations
Kidnapping
too,
children
like
is not what great
the
nations
vibrations like vibrate against
Man,
our
again,
like through our
Jim
body.
Carrey, yeah, the Jim Carrey situation
and
has been crazy too, right? Recently, Jim
we
Carrey
can
said
see
this right after
everything.
winning an award, and the whole room went
like the way the heart
silent.
works.
You gotta be flipping
We in
my
America
flapjacks.
are misinformed.
Okay,
Reality shows
speaking of
have warped our
microchips,
idea
Mr.
of what a
Feeney, do you
hero
think we
is,
have
or what the truth
like
is.
microchips
Kidnapping
in it?
children.
In us?
Yeah, the media controls everything. This is why, man, you gotta really question it and not just assume it, because the Middle East situation that has been happening, we have heard like crazy amount of numbers, but it's like they never provided the proof, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to question it. It's good to question
But
it.
they
But
carry
quickly, we gotta take a second to shout out you guys
little
out
chips
there,
carry
especially
so
the
much
homie
information.
Escobar for becoming a stud muffin on the channel, for becoming a brand new member on the channel.
That's
Breezy,
crazy.
Jen, A-Bard, Lee Rogers, Ray Franklin. Thank you
Can't
so
wait
much
for the
for all the
YouTube
love on the
essay
channel, for being
explaining this in
members on
3
the
months.
channel,
You never
for
know.
becoming members, supporting the channel the way you do.
Never
We
know.
recently hit 103 members. Thank you guys so much for blessing the channel, the show, the videos, and all that, and supporting the way you do, man. Appreciate the love, guys. 10-10 over and out. Let's get back to the content here, baby cakes. Let's find out what is going on. Yeah,
I mean,
this
we
is
talk
one.
about how probing is weird, but we have like probes, basically like that go up our asshole to see like how we're
what may
shitting.
be a second sphinx.
The working is in progress, and we can't say, okay, 100% there is a second sphinx. But there are some features.
Yeah, I know
and
that
some
people
nice
like.
things that,
Didn't Elon
we
Musk
can
put some
say
kind of like
that,
chip in his
could
brain?
be, referring to an effective second sphinx that can be located there.
Breaking news.
Wait, where's the second sphinx?
Second Sphinx, and we, the pyramids are still a mystery. I wonder, like, whatever happened with the underground tunnels that were discovered by those scans, right? Was that even real? I mean, we never really heard anything more after
Tech and the
fact.
way we consume media.
Everyone looks so healthy.
It's crazy.
1990. I mean, what an era that was. I mean, I'm a
1990s,
90s kid
baby.
myself. 96, born in the 96.
He was born in
For
'96.
Me,
That makes me
2010
feel
eras,
old.
2010s, 2016s, that was kind of like the peak era, though. for those of you that were born, I guess, in the 80s or 70s, you would say 90s. But 90s has to be one of the
90s was one of
the most
best
fascinating
eras.
years, right? Yeah, that's Arnold. Everyone looked so healthy. Everyone looked human, though. I would say that. Yeah, life was simple back then, right? Life
Simple,
was really,
easy,
really
fun.
Simple.
Fun.
We
weren't so
about
consumed in
mostly
tech back
anything
then.
and everything without getting mad at each other.
1990, I think the 62nd Academy Awards, and it is just a different time. It honestly looks so simple and so good, and it's kind of like this says, everyone just looks good and healthy. There's so many people in this video that at that time,
well, that's
were
because
just
we
in their
got
prime.
old.
They were young, maybe mid-20s, maybe late 20s,
Yeah.
and now they're obviously much, much older. But
Times
you have to
have
realize,
changed
at this
like
time,
crazy,
there was no
bro.
smartphones, there was no social media.
Right.
People just would show up, and you
I just
didn't
remember
see these
carrying a
celebrities as much as
pager
you do
in
now.
my
Now you're
pocket,
seeing what they eat for dinner, you're
like,
seeing everything
all
about
designed
them.
and
Back
shit,
then,
thinking I was
you didn't
cool
see
as
any of
fuck.
that. So when they would show up on these red carpets, it was
It
like
was special,
this
yeah.
magical figure showing
Yeah.
up. And also the
Yeah.
way they dressed was so much more natural. There was
In a way, it's good that the celebrity
It was.
worshipping is dying, because like I don't
know about
F with
that. I still
celebrity
think
worshipping.
we
absolutely.
worship
You can
like
support
influencers.
A celebrity, you can love
You know?
somebody. You
Influencers,
can
we
support
like
somebody's
totally.
work and appreciate it and try to use that as
Like
inspiration.
if an
that stuff is
influencer
fine,
has it or
but when you
finds
actually
it, we
put
need to
somebody
have it or
on like
find it. You
God,
know,
as a god, or you worship them, that's way too much,
Still
right?
like
But
fashion,
nowadays, that's kind of dying because
that's why I'm
everybody's a
into
star
Y2K
and-
fashion.
because of
That's
social
like
media,
why
right?
my
So-
roots
not
in
as much
fashion
cosmetics, not as much
delve
trying to
more
outdo
into
last year or
Y2K.
outdo the other person. They would show up looking very, very classy in these sleek dresses or these very nice suits, and it's just wild to look back at.
Everybody was dressed modestly too. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
word,
right,
modestly.
Mr. Feeney?
They-
Like,
yeah.
Now is what,
we
36
like
years
saw
ago,
the future
how much time has
so
changed in just
differently.
3.5 decades.
Yeah,
we actually
crazy.
thought
What
we
would
would
you
be
do
more
if you were home
advanced?
alone and saw a little
Tell you
boy
the
staring
truth.
at you before vanishing? Would you move out after seeing that?
Wow. Nah,
What would
bro.
you do?
I don't know.
Nah, bro.
AI is
Nah, bro.
crazy.
I would
though.
just give him the keys and hasta la vista. It's your home now.
I don't
son.
trust
I
anything
would just
anymore.
peace out.
I see on
Pulsating
video.
Object appears
Like
on
I can make
NASA
cool
live stream.
AI like
This.
that
Pulsating
shit. I
glowing
swear to
UFO
God, I
appears on a
can.
NASA live stream, and then they cut the
On
feed. Check this
Grok
out.
or
January
ChatGPT or
28th,
some
2022, on an ISS live stream, a strange object kind of wanders into frame, and then it appears to pause and then move off in a completely different
Oh
direction.
shit,
Check
it
this out.
is. It's like
Earth look kind of flat from this direction.
this right here,
Okay, I'm just jokes, man.
right?
Yeah, look at that twat right there. That
Now,
bozo's
as this
chilling.
object starts to move away,
Look,
kind
it
of
just
pulls a
pinged to the
strange turn
right,
and then changes
dude.
trajectory once again.
Nah, look, and it's going faster and
I
then
wonder
just
if
moving.
if that twat is.
It has
in
like
the-
a
I don't know
flight
about
plan,
you,
dude.
but this object
This
doesn't
shit has
appear
like a
to be
flight
a
plan.
Chinese lantern, or maybe even swamp gas.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No, I don't think that brother is in the right. Like, is he like in space or in the stratosphere or beneath? Yeah, how big is that, bro?
No, but
I don't
this
know
is
where
exhibiting
that
some
would be.
very strange and peculiar behaviours, right? And the way
Right,
it's
right.
glinting and flashing reminds me of maybe more so plasmoid formations. Look at the way this thing is moving. It seems like it's exhibiting some sort of intelligence, I'd say. And then in true NASA fashion, it cuts the live feed.
Yeah, but after how long though?
Pulsate-
After kind of like a solid minute?
I don't
know
know.
about that one. NASA will never be a straight answer, though. I'll tell you folks that much. But
That's
yeah, we need to
true.
get to this one, gang. Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. We need to do it, bro.
Oh, no,
Shout out to Bizarre
like
Bub.
more
Check this.
Bizarre
This is
Bub.
where. Hey, whoa! He starts off like
Late
crazy,
at night,
man.
when two girls are home alone, having what appears to be a sleepover at
That
either
looks
girl's
old.
place.
Looks like an old
It's
video,
unknown
though.
whose house was hosting this mini slumber party, but whether hosted by the girl recording this or the one who's seen on camera, it's safe to assume that they won't be having any more sleepovers at this house. As the video shows, something pretty creepy was captured while
Oh,
both
no.
girls stayed up late.
Genuinely though, Bizarre Bub videos are the ones that
Why don't I
actually
see it?
genuinely like
Do you guys see it?
horrifies me. Because I see all the videos and they're fine, but these are the ones where I'm like, oh man, some real crap is going down.
Walking really funny.
Now, the girl talking behind the camera is known as K. Marie, and she took this video way back when she was still attending grade school.
Yeah, like
it's been more than a few years now since the time of this recording, but still, to this day, she hasn't forgotten about this. As K. Marie writes, me and my cousin are messing around, and we caught something strange. This is her video.
Yeah, I want to see this. That's like an old Nokia.
Dude, what the heck, man? Who are you?
Whoa.
Is that something?
Hello? What is that? Did you guys see that?
She saw it too.
It happens quickly, but a strange, translucent-like figure passes by. Little K. Marie knew that she saw something, but wasn't entirely sure what it was. Almost immediately after asking, "Who are you?"
It looks like it was perched though. I
wispy-like
swear.
figure flies above her head.
Wait.
Man, who are you?
Whoa.
Hello?
I swear though, like in the video before that when I watched it, it looked like it was like had like some kind of figure.
It happens quickly, but a strange, translucent-like figure passes by. Little K. Marie knew that she saw something, but wasn't entirely sure what it was. Almost immediately after asking, "Who are you?"
Plasma
a seemingly
energy,
translucent, wispy-like figure flies above her head.
Yeah.
Dude, what the heck, man?
What the heck, man?
That's crazy, dude.
Oh, that was fast.
It just shoots across so fast that you can't make out its shape. Whatever this was is just weird. But this wouldn't be the only weird thing recorded, because much later, K. Marie captures this.
Dude, this guy has a creepy face.
Did you guys see that?
Oh, please.
Come here. Come here.
A voice saying "come here" is heard on video.
No, that was hard to understand.
And then she said, "Come here."
But the kid responded to it, acknowledging it rather by saying, "Come here."
It's a barely audible voice, sounding much like a whisper, that seems to be aimed at K. Marie. Although she didn't hear it at the moment, she strangely repeats those same words herself moments later.
Come here.
Do you guys hear that? Like, okay, so I'm into
EVPs. But nothing is as baffling as what occurs next.
Baffling!
It was just moments earlier that this was caught in the living room. Watch closely.
Hello from the other side.
Okay, so she's singing Adele. Okay. I don't know. Being
also,
in the paranormal and hearing EVPs, that's just
from.
it's not. It's not too clear. I wouldn't say it's clear.
The come here, hear the sound. I feel like that's our reach, but clearly what we saw move was something. I don't think that was an artifact or a camera distortion or you know, something like that. That was definitely something though. But in terms of hearing the audio, I feel like that we might be looking into it. That might be our reach. Thoughts? Agree? Disagree? Where's her phone's flash reflection? Or the bedroom's light? Oh, no way.
Getting really funny.
Let me change the scene. Maybe you guys can see it
this
better.
TV screen, a reflection of something moving appears out of nowhere.
Oh, it does.
Though, that K. Marie is sitting down during this time.
Okay,
and her
is
cousin
this
in the
her?
other room. If no one else was home, then who was this?
It's like a little
and
shadow.
Why is it that this is seen and not the flash from K. Marie's phone? As she points out, the screen showed no reflection of the camera flash or the light from inside the room behind her. In short, nothing that night made any sense. It's for this reason that she shares this video so that someone can explain
Speaking of
this.
channel points, I need to get channel
To be a
points up.
definitive explanation, she continues to wonder just what exactly
Yeah,
happened
it
that
is
night.
interesting.
Hello from the other side.
Man. Yeah, no, creepy video for sure. Definitely, man.
Yeah, it is
The following
pretty
video
creepy.
was recorded inside a subway carriage with not many passengers on board. The person who took this is known as Mark Ogpas, and apparently, while taking a late-night train back to his hotel, he saw something that made his skin crawl. According to Mark, I caught something that was not normal and gave me goosebumps. Now, just for context, this video was taken in 2023.
Yeah, it feels like that someone's there, and someone should not be there. Nobody should be there. A clip that I taken the night after our concert.
After Mark had come back from playing at a festival that same night. Given that Mark is both a musician and a singer, he rarely posts anything that isn't about making songs or singing on stage. One look at his channel, and you'll find clips of him either playing at sold-out venues or jamming with friends.
That's a crazy picture.
Yeah, he's just
All of his videos have nothing to do with anything creepy or paranormal. That is, until recently. After sharing countless videos about music,
I mean, who knows?
Mark uploads something that he's
all
kept
this
private for 3
electromagnetic
years.
activity, and I have.
On the night of September 2nd,
It's out of
2023,
batteries. I would
Mark
show
was
you one
riding
of
a
my
train in the city
EMF
of Vienna
meters,
with friends
but
and
it's out of
family who had just seen him perform at a venue that just ended. Not sure if he was just seeing things. He takes out his phone and records this.
This is one of them. And then I have another one. I don't think I can turn this on. Oh wait, it's going on. See, it measures EMF activity. Yeah, it keeps turning off because I don't have it charged.
I was looking in the other side, at the other side, but what is that?
And this here is a spirit box. This goes through radio frequencies and listens to radio frequencies really fast. What is that, dude?
Seems like somebody's forehead, like a big ass forehead.
Forehead? Really? You think it's a reflection?
Why is that creepy though? I mean, somebody was likely sitting there, I guess, right? And you're seeing like the head. I know it's
zombie,
bizarre,
huh?
but is it bizarre Bob enough to have it on a video? I don't know about that.
I mean, you gotta put what you gotta put out on video. Wait, that's a face.
Okay, now, yeah, I was gonna... Yeah, the eyes here. This eye, that's the nose.
Nose,
yeah, I
mouth.
Do see that but that might be a
and
reflection
it's translucent.
to somebody that's sitting
Is it a
somewhere
reflection?
behind him or,
that's my
you know
question.
What I mean?
Does a face move like...
Among all passengers on board, one rider stands out the most. Sitting alone and appearing quite stiff is someone who's dressed in all black. They don't move and show no expression whatsoever on their face. Like a body devoid of any life, they remain still while staring off with a dead gaze.
Oh crap, that's not a reflection, my bad. I thought that was the face was a reflection. Because
well,
the video quality is so bad that I was like, what is that? Yeah, now it makes sense. So
right?
somebody like fully clothed or black clothes, right, or whatever, maybe that's the hair. And yeah, maybe it was Carlito, but Carlito ain't black. I'm talking about Carlito from the WWE back in the days, right? But no, that ain't no Carlito, but he got the same kind of hair. And
you know, some old movies.
Okay, now I see why.
They say have paranormal activity in them. I remember
to have it on
3 Men and a Baby or something
the odds
like
of this
that.
being an actual person dressed in funeral attire
said
are
it
not
was
low,
like a
but being
mannequin or
dressed as a
some shit.
mourner in the dead of night with a stiff demeanor will definitely spook anyone.
You know what was a weird thing that we used to do? Is we used to take photographs like in the 1900s
to his friends who were sitting across from the lady
with
in
our
black.
family,
They
like,
told him
with
that they
dead
didn't see anyone
corpses
sitting there
that
at the
were
time.
family of
The
ours.
seat was entirely
That's
empty, as they recall. The mourner, as Mark calls her, was only seen by him, and thankfully by a few others around him. But of course, what do you think? Had Mark captured a
They
full
used to
figure
like
apparition
embalm
on
the
camera,
body and make it all
or did he just record
nice
someone
and
who
dress it up?
strangely appeared lifeless
I mean, I bet
while
you
dressed
later on in the
funeral
future we're
garments?
gonna think,
As always,
like,
I'll
you
let
know,
you come up with
putting
your
ourselves in a
conclusion.
casket, embalming our bodies
it's creepy,
and everything.
but I
are
feel
gonna
like
be
it
a
might
weird,
just be a person, you
weird
know, that
thing.
had a long day, you know, forgot to shave, forgot to get a haircut, or maybe that was their style, and they were just chilling there, maybe taking a short little nap. But it definitely is crazy. Uh-oh, here we
If
go.
you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out, at Gmail.
Yeah, number one.
Okay, so
it was during a school field trip to the
I wonder if
mountains
we can
that the
do
following
something
was caught on
AI and
camera.
send it to the guy
Now,
and
it's
see
worth
if
noting
like
that the exact
we
source of this clip is unknown. It seems that
we
whoever
can go viral with this video.
You know,
I just
used
wonder
to
if we
hate
can
going to
trick him.
school,
That's
though.
all.
I
I just wonder
listen,
if we
man,
can
like, school
trick
was
him.
whatever though. But you know, the trips Those were the best, man. Those were the best, bro. Like going to
you know what they say though?
in school buses,
you can copy
man. And if you remember
formats.
That, oh man, those were
you know,
the best. Other than that, bro,
in
I hated waking
AI
up, man,
for
so
new
I hated waking
videos,
up
but
early
for
school.
old videos, like
But,
the type of
yeah,
grain of the
those were
videos that it had in back in the day, so we
was
cannot
most likely
really
either a
copy
student
as
or
well.
a teacher who was accompanying the students on this bus. But as it seems, someone or something else had also been accompanying the group, or at least stayed close to them. Throughout the entire video, no one on this bus notices anything strange during their trip. Whether distracted by the mountain scenery via the bus window or the large dash cam inside the shuttle, no one had noticed the thing that appears during this recording. See if you can notice anything strange in this clip. Watch closely.
I'm just looking in the back. It looks like a fog or some shit.
This seems like a mysterious gas, or I don't know. It looks like
it
some.
looks like a fog.
Yeah, it just looks strange, like smoke ball or something.
You know what it looks like? It looks like if somebody were to blur something out in a picture, and yeah. The best side twist ever. Best side twist ever.
Oh, whoa. So is this like live recording or like camera view?
Wait, what is that?
Oh my god, it
what
just
is that?
spawned in. What the hell?
So wait, they can see outside? It's like legs, dude.
Dang.
You see the form of the legs?
Now at first glance, it seems that nothing unusual appears inside the bus. And actually, that's true, because what was captured doesn't appear inside, but instead, outside.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the live dash cam inside this bus, this wouldn't have been captured. Pay close attention to the TV that's linked up to the dash cam.
F. Am I effing? Am I effing, Feeny?
In
Or
front
growing?
of the bus, a mysterious figure passes by. Whether walking or running, something about its movement seems quite unnatural.
Thank you for
It
subscribing.
just seemingly
Welcome.
staggers across the bridge, as if limping or tottering before disappearing. But by far, its appearance is the most uncanny. Whatever this
Fresno
is doesn't
Nightcrawler.
appear to have a torso. What looks like a pair of moving legs are only seen on camera.
Man, why it always is
What is a Fresno
those
Nightcrawler?
low-quality
Something like
videos.
that?
Whenever something like strange happens that's believable, it always is like the low quality videos like that. Damn it, man. It feels like a cryptid, right? A crawler, a skinwalker. I mean, can be a deer,
Something
but
weird.
the way
Yeah,
it's
skinwalker.
moving don't look like deer, plus it spawns in out of nowhere. I guess the only explanation would be the camera was glitching and it caught that little twat in the act. I mean, could be, but seems very, very odd. Nah, man, that is actually pretty wild. Check this.
Afternoon of Saturday, January 24th, 2026,
Okay, this is almost over, so
residents
we're gonna-
of Cura
oh, shit.
Regiu, Chile, noticed something unusual in the sky.
Yeah, UFO.
A disc-shaped object was seen flying overhead, drawing immediate attention from people in the area. Several witnesses were at the local community stadium when the sighting occurred. One of them, Joaquin Brevis Morales, said the object appeared at a distance but was
Yeah, it
clearly
looks like a
visible.
cryptid.
According to witnesses, it had a metallic disc-like shape and moved in a way unlike any conventional aircraft. It made a sudden, rapid maneuver, then abruptly disappeared from view. The main footage was recorded by Fermin Pangulif and has since...
Dang, so basically same shape, and it's allegedly of the same UFO, right? So it's a twat-shaped object, but it's kind of lit on the right side, so it was able to flash as well.
been circulating online. The footage has sparked debate about what the object could have been.
Right.
Be right back. I'm gonna get my
them
other
dang
monster
An old
really
family
quick.
photograph shows 6 people standing together in the yard of a farmhouse. For years, the image sat unnoticed, just another snapshot from the past.
Look
But much
behind.
later, a family member noticed something unsettling.
Yeah, that's Dobby.
Near the legs of one of the women, a faint shape appears in the photo.
That looks like Dobby from Harry Potter. You know, from Harry Potter. Yeah, it looks like Dobby. It looks like a small twat shape, or not twat shape, but small little prick out there. Yeah. I mean, honestly, bro, okay, so that seems like that's a foot, leg, arms, hand. That's the head out there. Sheesh, man. It has the alien kind of look to it, right? When you actually think about it. That might be the eye. Might be a reach, but...
It looks small, child-sized, almost as if a young figure is standing partially hidden. When the image was shown to their great-grandmother, she shared an unsettling piece of history.
Oh, somebody died, right?
She said the farmhouse once belonged to a different family, one that had lost a child years earlier. From that point on, the family couldn't look at the photo the same way.
Right, makes sense though. Makes sense. Did you see this video? Yeah, we actually covered the entire like 46 different UFOs.
I like this guy's videos.
And tons of other stuff too. Check it out and I'll see right
I don't
there.
know
That's
if
a big
I'm
one.
even subscribed to him. Well, we gotta subscribe. We gotta subscribe. His videos are pretty good. Let's check out the videos you sent on Discord. Oh man. Let's see. Let's see. Where is my Discord channel? Here it is. Okay, 1244. Okay, we gotta go up a little bit. Okay, so we are going to look at these videos here. Let me see. I'm looking. Wow, you sent a lot. You did your research, bro. So we were talking about this lady. Remember this lady right here? Let me you know, that connection, whatever. Let's see. We do the Skywatcher one, right? Did we look at the No, we haven't. We haven't. Yesterday at 9:17 and then 9:17. Skywatcher part 1. Here's part 1. Let's open that up. Yeah, we'll look at it. I mean, thank you so much for sending them. That's cool of you, bro. It's really cool. Let me try to visit site. All right. This is 20 minutes.
Do you believe that extraterrestrial intelligence has visited planet Earth?
I think you can go a step further.
course.
It hasn't just visited, it's been here a long time, and it's still
Has
here.
it developed us?
My name
I
is
feel like
Alex
it developed
Klokas.
us.
I'm an entrepreneur and investor at SALT. And about 2 years ago, I brought Dr. Gary Nolan, who's a tenured Stanford professor, to SALT. And I asked him,
If you had to assign a probability to that statement, what probability would you assign?
100%.
and that idea,
100%,
that a prestigious,
wow.
world-recognized scientist would make a statement that he is 100% confident, blew my mind.
Cheers.
That statement seems
My
so
big ass monster.
incredible that it's tough to believe. Maybe a lot of people here hear that and they don't believe it.
A year later, I brought Colonel Carl Nell to SALT. Carl's had a decorated
What is
career
SALT?
leading our military at the highest levels, and he certainly did not mince words.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new, and it's been ongoing.
How confident are you that that is true?
There's zero doubt.
If their
Cool
statements
supporters.
are true,
Cool.
it completely defies our current
Yeah,
understanding
growing
of reality.
THC.
The
Cheers.
problem, however,
Oh, shit, my
is that both
fucking
Dr.
thing
Nolan
almost went out.
and Colonel Nell, they're kind of secondhand sources. And so we continued to push further. And ultimately, we found those primary sources. We found folks that are actually on the crash recovery team. They have been
No way.
around, they have held, and they have transported supposed craft of non-human origin. Their claims are so bold and extraordinary that they truly are tough to believe.
I mean, imagine that's part of your job.
So we
like
set up an
recovering
initiative to go one step further. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. At Skywatcher, we've
I mean,
set
I've come across
to
weird
prove
shit on the side of the road before.
First, let's meet
They're
Jacob
UAP
Barber.
researchers.
Jacob
huh?
Barber is a dedicated patriot who has served his country for 30 years, working both overtly and covertly for multiple agencies within the Department of Defense, the Department of the Interior, and the private sector. Jake was recruited into Air Force Special Warfare in the 1990s and then transitioned to the broader intelligence community as a contractor in the early 2000s.
My dad was in the Air Force. I tried to go into the military, but because since I got sick in the 90s, they wouldn't allow me in.
Man, absolutely. I appreciate you giving me the invitation.
So, Jake, do you believe that a higher form of non-human intelligence has been visiting this planet?
Well, yes, I do.
And when you make that claim, Jake, how confident are you that claim is true?
I'm 100% confident that that claim is true.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well, let's dive into that a little bit. So you were involved in some form of crash recovery projects that involved frontier experimental tech from the US government.
So the crash part of it, crash sounds like something that's unintentional, let's say. So the reason you would have a crash recovery program to begin with, a broad crash recovery program, you wouldn't set up a program like that in order to go get exotic or non-human aircraft. So teams are set up and trained and outfitted with all the tools and techniques and training, 3 Ts, in order to facilitate that mission. So
I think some of these chat things that I'm
hypothetically,
experiencing are bots, bro.
something ridiculous were to happen,
It's
and
weird.
something of exotic nature
I've
were
been getting
to
them
crash,
sometimes in my
you're going
my
to call the people that have the most experience with that, and they're going to be the ones you deploy. And I'll add a 4th T to that, which is trust. And because of our particular past and history, we had the trust of the U.S. government, and we were deployed on particular tasks, which included the recovery of exotic craft of non-human origin. That's
crazy.
That were connected.
If I could interject there for 1 second, what about the craft made you so certain that it was non-human in origin?
Well, first of all, it was the reaction of
You got tons of cops?
Crew and our leadership structure.
Right.
So it
I'm
was
sorry.
atypical.
What kind of cops, bro? Like, what's going on? I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's interesting, but as you said, time to be nosy, I'm nosy too. I'm like, what's going on? Every time, like, ever since I've been night crawling, I'm like, dude, I see a cop, and I'm like, oh, let's go check this out. Yeah, check Citizen. Let me know. Are you in LA growing? I'm always checking Citizen now, too. I pay for that shit, though. Watching a YouTube live stream, it's not live, but okay. You never know what to expect at a scene. Like, especially if you're recovering trash items, too. I mean, shit, like, cops are our first line of defense. I mean, I've wondered what they've seen before. You know, before having, like, some type of weird government entity come in and, like, fucking stop them, interfere. I know, right? The timing. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I remember night crawling with Tito, and we saw body bags. I mean, that shit's like nothing to them now, and it's kind of disturbing, dude. I know Hito's seen dead bodies before. I know Ozemi saw like a burned body. He couldn't show on TV. Almost daily body bags, bro. On a daily, like they go to the crashes. Yeah, you see the body bags and shit. Did y'all see Sweater's thing at the takeovers with the gunshots? Why don't we see what oh yeah, because of getting banned. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I could even show body bags on Kick, you know? Four people got shot? That's crazy. That takeover. I mean, they were shooting back and forth at each other. It looked like. All right, we're gonna continue. Magazine, damn, cartel type shit, right? It's all blocked by the police. Keep us updated. Keep us updated, going. I'm curious too. Yeah, all the time. All the time.
From how we would communicate and treat any other crash recovery. And then the object or technology itself was something that was inconceivable as being man-made from my perspective and the perspective of my teammates.
What made it inconceivable though?
Inconceivable was that visually completely abstract.
Yeah.
But abstract in a very specific way. And what I mean by saying that is it's abstract with a consistent public idea of what an abstract aircraft would look like.
So Jake, I mean, what does that mean, man? When you say abstract, you say there's something crazy about these aircraft. I mean, like what? Like, can you? I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you can't talk about. A disc.
A metallic egg.
Okay, a metallic egg. And do you have any idea, like, how these craft were piloted or kind of controlled?
So it's always consistent, a metallic egg?
It was obvious that this crash recovery effort was coordinated with another program that had to do with a interest in how consciousness had an impact or could interface with technology.
Yeah.
We were also invited to be part of a program that dealt with the research and development of the building of a system in which a particular human, not non-human, a particular human with a disposition and talent for manipulating their own consciousness could
we were talking about
this,
the people with the autism and
there's a certain effort
savant syndrome
to reverse
and everything
engineer
like that.
these craft. That effort very quickly led to the idea that the power plant for these systems and the interface to manipulate that power plant wasn't done through mechanical interface of levers of phalanges in order to manipulate control systems. It was done through the mind.
So nothing, phalanges being our digits and stuff, movement.
Not only do we have people from the actual crash recovery team,
our minds.
We have another team. They're called the psionics team. There seems to be a subset of people that have the unique ability to actually summon these craft, to be able to focus their thoughts and make objects appear in the sky.
Jordan, I really appreciate you joining us here today.
Alex, it's an honor to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
So maybe let's start by sharing a little bit about your background.
Yeah. So most recently, I worked in the space technology space, a little bit of data science, ultimately taking different imagery types and trying to solve solutions for the utility industry.
I'm curious, by chance, Do you believe that a higher form of non-human intelligence has visited this planet?
I'm certain of that.
You're certain? How certain are you?
Everybody's
100%.
certain.
I mean, Jordan, that's a pretty bold statement. Where does that certainty come from?
That certainty comes from my firsthand experience in what I term a psionic exploitation program between the years of 2005 and 2010, where I interfaced and worked with non-human intelligence and things like UAP directly.
I mean, Jordan, that is an incredible claim. For the viewer at home, what were you doing in this program on a daily basis?
Yeah, so this would look like things that many people would consider woo-woo-y, right? Like astral projection or meditation.
Oh
but
shit! I was just
ultimately,
watching
what we
something
were
on
really
astral
investigating
projection.
was how far
weird.
could we stretch the bounds of human consciousness. Beyond that, how could we get human consciousness to interface directly with things like recovered materials and recovered crafts? What I can tell you from the craft and some of the different projects that we worked on directly is ultimately that they interfaced with us. What I mean by that is my consciousness could project into these craft and recovered materials and then access a suite of commands, essentially capabilities to do various things, including piloting. But ultimately, the story is not about piloting some UAP with your mind. This story is much more about what is consciousness?
Yeah.
Why can we interface with these things?
Do you have material?
What do you guys think about consciousness and being able to manipulate certain things with our consciousness? Like, they've had those studies going on, I mean, ever since I knew as a kid, like, watching people try to manipulate shit with their minds, bend things, bend spoons, all that type of shit, you know? So, you kind of grew up with, like, I've always, I know a lot of people have felt this, but when you're a kid growing up, even like so young, you feel like you can do things with your consciousness, right? We have that, like, that little, I don't know how to put this, but a little imagination in things. And we totally take that imagination and really believe that we can manipulate stuff when we're like really young and kids and, all that. It's kind of innate, almost an innate feeling, So, the book The Secret, I never read it, but I've heard of it. But there's books out there that I mean, I've definitely heard of The Secret. That's like a big world best-selling book, right? So I'm gonna have to check it into more of The Secret and see what we can find out.
That supports these claims?
I have tons of material, linearly autobiographical records that will support my claims.
Yeah, it's innate in us.
And Jake, for the listener at home,
natural,
based
almost,
on your firsthand experience, there are craft of non-human origin that you have recovered that seem to be piloted or interfacing directly with human consciousness. Is that correct?
Yeah, let me tell you a very short story.
Okay.
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 An aircraft crashed.
Yeah.
My team was deployed.
Yeah.
We secured the perimeter.
Yeah.
We secured that target.
Yeah.
We transported that target. We escorted that target and provided security for that target. That target was transported to a facility of a very well-known government-private partner. The decision was made to bring in a team that represented a different private partner who was working on,
I think, is
consciousness and
Our
the
consciousness.
mechanism by which humans could interface with technology. The two were merged, and we were involved with that process.
You were involved in that process?
Yes.
So, Jake, based on your firsthand experience, it sounds
Oh my God, there's that word, firsthand. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it is firsthand.
It is firsthand.
It is firsthand.
Yeah.
Based on your firsthand experience, it sounds like we're living in a science fiction novel, and there seems
Yo,
to be
growing
craft
THC,
of
remind me to
non-human
give you an
origin
OG badge.
that are flying around our skies, and certain human consciousnesses seem to be able to interface with these craft. And there are organizations or institutions, if you will,
Always interesting,
all around
though,
the
growing.
world that
Always
know this fact.
something going on.
Isn't it depressing
Something
that should be shocking?
It is very depressing, yeah.
That shouldn't be shocking. Thank God, like, you know what? I mean, forgive me, but I'm over that.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah, he's over the
let's
initial
get
thought
past that
of what's
because
going on.
that is the case.
Or what happened.
And it is exciting, but we have a duty here. We have a moment in time, thanks to friends like David Grush, who has stuck his neck out and paved a trail with our government, who, for better or worse, has control over a lot of things. This is
Really?
an
Your first OG?
opportunity
Oh,
for
shit.
everyone
Right on, dude.
to
Yeah, you'll get your OG
make
badge, bro.
a situation appear where we realize that our consciousness has an impact on our everyday life. I can tell you that this is not unique to the United States, and it's not unique to the most well-known private partners of the Department of Defense and the intelligence community. There is a global effort and interest in this and a global capability in doing this. Crash recovery is something, and reverse engineering is something that is being done by a number of agencies or organizations worldwide. And I know that because my team has been sought after and offered jobs.
You got some cool
to
emotes,
go
Mr. Vinny.
perform our
swear.
services for
We got to turn that Michael
employers
Jackson
outside the United
emote
States.
into reality.
There seem to be a lot of people that are making incredible claims. And so we took all of these individuals that were making these claims, and we said, prove it. You claim that we can summon things in the sky, prove it to us.
Right.
We've got
right,
the sensors,
exactly.
we've got the team, we've now assembled everyone, and we've asked these folks to show us and actually verify what they're saying.
Okay.
And so here
we
we
should
are.
like hook them up to machinery while
We are
they
here
do
in the
this
California
too,
desert,
you know?
and we've assembled a group of about 15
Where do
people.
everybody go to the
We have a
California
variety
deserts,
of different
man?
units within the group, including
Mexico,
a sensor and data
Arizona, all
team,
those
an
places.
operations team, a psionics team, and a scientific team
go to the
led
forest.
by Dr. Gary Nolan. And we are here to see what happens. We are going to spend
Yeah,
3
hard
days
data would be
together, leveraging the psionics team, seeing if we can actually make something appear in the sky, seeing if we can track it, seeing if we can actually gather data and verify these supposed claims.
Okay, so when the Psi team gets eyes on a UAP,
I mean,
they'll
we
let
should
me
monitor
know
brain
in relation
activity,
to where
right?
it's at over
As
the
well.
city, and then I'll essentially go to that place, see if I can get my soda straw camera, so very focused in camera, to see if we can pull out any key ID features, any
Look
kind
how
of
crazy we could
details
like
of
link
the
up
craft
cameras
that
and
make it
shit,
unique.
like
Everybody's heard
zooming-
of flying saucers and alien
Zooming in on
technology and everything
heartbeats and
else.
shit.
This project is aimed to prove what has not been proved in years past. It's to gather substantial evidence to show the American populace that there
Exactly. We need hard
are
data.
substantial alien life and craft and everything else flying around. My name's Dan Flexenar. I'm
You
Air
just
Force.
can't go on
I've
hearsay,
been
you
in
know what I
special
mean?
tactics for 20 years now. I've been in charge of rescue and recovery and medical operations for specialized teams throughout my career, and now currently moving into more of a civilian world for this.
That's
Yeah, so
crazy
I'm
the way he
20
talks.
year,
Like he's just like,
Air
yeah, I
Force,
need to become a
Special
civilian.
Warfare.
I need to be more
I
human.
joined in 2000 as a combat controller. Very air-centric, very aware of what's going on up above. Basically a translator for the two between ground forces and guys that are up there. I've seen a lot of things that I just cannot explain.
Here we are, and I'm not really sure what to expect, to be honest. I think when you talk to the teams, they have unwavering conviction that something is going to happen, that we're actually going to see things in the sky. Not only do they think that we're going to see things in the sky,
to be skeptic
but we're going to be
about
able to track it. We're going to be able to actually gather a variety of different data related to this thing.
Right. I mean, like, what if we put somebody?
Years old, and I'm a former U.S. Army Green Beret.
Before we go further, why don't we put like a skeptic in that situation and see if he can verifiably bring something up along with somebody who believes that they actually can. You know, I just wonder how that would work. Hi.
And Mike, do you believe that a higher form of non-human intelligence has been visiting this planet?
Yes, I do.
When you make that statement, how confident are you that is true?
I'm extremely confident.
Do you feel like you believe that is true, or do you feel like you know that is true?
I know that it's true.
Damn,
when
this guy
did your
is like
experience
Steven
with the phenomenon
Seagal, dude.
The first experiences I was having was in my early teens, and it started to accelerate as I grew up. And as my time in the military was ending and I was getting out, it really accelerated at that point.
And when this happens, can you explain how it usually manifests or how you experience it?
It usually manifests as something anomalous in the sky, orbs, crafts, different pyramid-looking objects moving at extreme rates of speed and doing very angular movements.
When you do this, are there other people around? Do they actually see you doing this?
I have multiple witnesses that can testify that that is a fact.
And how many times do you feel like you've been able to summon something in the sky?
Anytime I want.
Oh shit. This guy is like so... Like, she just seems like one of those hardcore
I think that the kind of belief of the team is very important. I think that we've assembled all of the folks that have done this before, and what we're doing does not seem to be new. In fact, it seems as though there's various groups that have been doing this to some degree for quite a while.
A lot of groups.
Look, there's two. Look at this. Look at this. Look right here. Look at this one going down and this one going up. Oh, motherfucker.
So the items that we
That guy
saw
said,
last
"Oh,
night
motherfucker."
could maybe be explained as satellites in some instances or space trash, but really when we started seeing erratic movement, we started seeing some vertical tracks and then tracks going from like left to right in the sky, west to east, and then go again vertical. And then we saw the tracks change course, direction, and speed. So I think that's a piloted aircraft of some sort. I think it's either an intelligent being or it's being told what to do. Didn't flash. It got brighter when it maybe had a reflective surface. I don't know exactly what it was. There's a few explanations of why that could be, but I see those in a varying range of places, from Emporia, Virginia to Fayetteville to here. I've seen them everywhere. Only explanation I have is that it could be reflective
things with our
light or
mind,
particles that are in our inner atmosphere.
To a degree.
Besides that, when they start moving and
But
tracking
I
in
don't
different directions,
really know about
I think we're seeing some sort of
piloting
craft of some sort.
aircrafts just yet. I mean, yeah, of course,
During our time
there's something
together,
that could be out there, but
all
I don't
15 of
know.
us saw some form of unusual lights in the sky. These lights would randomly appear, stay for some short period, and then disappear. Oftentimes, multiple lights would seem to appear at once. They would frequently move in patterns or angles that, at least to me, seemed unusual for a plane, satellite, meteor, or space debris. But I am no expert.
But who knows? That
On the
shit
last
happens
day,
all
however,
the time to me. Like,
one thing
I'll
did
see
happen.
like weird shit in the
We had a couple
sky,
of
and
our
I'll be
folks
like,
that
"Oh,
felt like it was a
dude.
good time to try
Like,
to
I'm not
communicate
piloting
with
shit, but
potentially
I
a craft
just-
or an entity
mean,
that was
there's-
out there.
there's shit
through
in
the
the
methods
sky all
that
the
they
time,
use.
especially in the
I just took
California
a
desert,
spot up on the roof to be
where
able
there's
to
no
observe
lights,
what's out and around us,
nothing.
and then also have another set of eyes that are up above us. So got on the roof to say, you know, I'll be up here, had my phone, you know, let's be ready to record if something went down, and it did.
The psionic team claimed to be connecting with an object, and our sensor data caught this.
Okay. That's kind of interesting.
While this was happening, Fred went up to see if he could see anything with his naked eye.
So I can hear them talking through certain things.
Yeah, I
then
need more proof.
He said something like, it's forming. As soon as he said that, I stepped out to look behind me, and that's when I saw
what is CE5?
Suddenly, Fred saw a second object appear above our base camp.
It was all gray, matte, like not shiny at all.
I was gonna say something close.
It was
but...
elongated oval, where it looked like there was, the opposite of a seam bursting out in the middle, going all the way around, and so it looked like a rim, because the bottom half of it was extremely dark. It made absolutely no sound, which doesn't make sense because of its proximity. Like, if it was small, if it was something maybe the size of this razor, then it was really close. We're talking
okay. I hear you,
500,
Mr.
600 feet. If it was larger, which I kind of believe that's what it was, you're looking at 5 to 8 meters long, then probably around 1,500, 2,000 feet.
I've heard of the fourth
altitude moving north to south. It looked sturdy, it looked heavy. Wasn't a bird. If it were an aircraft, any kind of conventional thing that we have now, it would have rocked us at how low it was. So 20 years in the Air Force and never even seen anything close to that. Nothing. There was no observable propulsion. There was no wings. There was no rotor. With that kind of speed, you should hear something, especially if it was that close. So I was shaking. Like, it was super exciting.
Guy makes me want to smoke.
I mean,
Where's my
I'm not going to start shaking over an F-16 flying overhead or a bird dive bombing. That was incredible. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Dr. Nolan was there, and this was his
It's been around for a while.
I personally didn't see anything in the sky or on the ground. But
what
I did see was an
Close
individual
Encounters, that movie.
Who, in the midst of attempting
it's been around
to
for a long
call
time.
such an object, exactly at the moment.
4, but I've
that
never
he
heard of
said
5,
he
but I'm assuming
was,
5 has been around just as long.
Interacting with something. The individual on the roof who had the cameras saw something. When we reviewed what it was that the person on the roof had seen, something showed up. I mean, it was fleeting, but it was clearly not a bug. And so
I don't think it was a bug, but I don't know if it's like random though.
Claims to be doing something.
Could it be rounded?
It was clear that he was in distress at the moment of the supposed interaction, and at that moment, something is seen. What do you?
I want to measure brain waves while they're doing that shit. You know what I mean?
So we have an egg-shaped object
like, is there
that our
a higher
sensors caught
functioning?
moving in one direction, supposedly connected to our psionics team, and a disc-shaped object that Fred
really,
reportedly saw
rendered.
moving in a different direction. We worked with an animator to specifically visualize the disc that Fred saw. This is a recreation from his vantage point. For reference, this is what he believes the disc looked like. And this is the speed we calculated the disc was moving over the building.
Okay, so this is
Raises
interesting.
a lot of questions that we don't yet have the answer to.
I was there not to provide any conclusions. I was there to make sure that everything that was being done in a scientifically accurate way, as dispassionately as possible.
Brainwaves are interesting.
And to be part of the
because sometimes we're not cognitively using our brainwaves, and they go like super active.
Wanted to be put together into a scientific paper. We had collected the kind of metadata required to say, well, we might not have a conclusion, but here is at least a story that tells us that the data which we're providing to perhaps some future event might be looked back to and said, oh, well, what happened there worked, that didn't work, so let's try this again so that we can perhaps make it repeatable.
Don Paul, who was also present at the event, had this to say.
Well, I think it's pretty standard fare. There's certain things that the rational mind could attribute to it. Could be this or it could be that. But there are also things which move in ways which do not fit the normal laws of physics or aerodynamics. This is something that's pretty well known at this point. It goes way back in history. I have a combined 25 years law enforcement and military background prior to becoming involved in the similar
Law
endeavors in
enforcement.
the
We're talking
private
about
sector.
just cops. Just
It's
cops.
very hard for people who have seen and experienced things to discuss it, because even our own loved ones, you don't want people to think you're crazy and there's something wrong with you. Which is one thing if you see it on a Netflix special,
important.
or if you have read about it or seen clips on TV. If you see it for real, it kind of changes your mindset about stuff. And I have, because of my military background,
Because
worked
you
on a
guys
lot
are
of
talking
aircraft,
nonsense,
helicopters,
we
fast
need flying.
movers. There are certain
Flying,
vehicles
fly
that
for
move in
anything.
ways which are not consistent with the regular physics of what we consider aircraft in the conventional sense. There's a difference between believing and knowing. And you want to work with
Yeah, I
people
wonder
who
how
know
much
things, so
salt
there is no question about the validity.
is
Now
worth.
it's a matter down to the nuts and bolts of how do we produce the evidence we need to make it approachable for everyone.
The flow
In
of
order to
information
conduct
now
these experiments.
seems to be inevitable. You
Yeah.
cannot keep the truth from people. And it seems like reality is just far more complex than people realize.
Yeah, it is. In this process,
I mean, when I got
I've
into
moved
paranormal
from
investigations,
a very pragmatic person,
just
having
finished
very
work.
pragmatic
Yeah,
responsibilities,
yeah.
to be burdened
See, what's up, dude?
with things
What's
that
up, what's
are
up?
more abstract and cerebral.
Yeah.
But still having to keep my foot in the pragmatic world, and that's
Yeah, I
that's a
can
tough
only
thing
imagine
because
how
it's
many,
so, it's
how
the-
much money
the truth can
they're
be distracting
putting out.
in that way. We are in a world
But
right
how
now
are they
where we're
gaining money?
battling over
How are they getting
resources.
it? Yeah.
And if we
What
can
are
use
their,
that technology, or if we can
resources?
understand a way to interface with technology to create energy systems that can supply for our basic needs, then we're all better off.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And it feels like we're on the precipice of entering a new reality. And I really appreciate everything you're doing. And I'm excited to hopefully make a dent alongside you.
yeah, let's make some dents.
Let's do it, man. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, I
To
agree.
dance.
To
Going.
dance.
No, you're not being rude. Like, I don't know.
During our
I
time
already
together,
contacted
there were multiple
Dick
events that
about
caused
this.
me
Sometimes
to
it
seriously
happens,
question
sometimes it
certain
doesn't
assumptions
happen.
I
I
have
don't know.
about reality. The day we were wrapping up our event, something incredible happened. There was a mass UAP sighting directly in
why
the area where we ran our operation.
I'm ignoring some
There
people.
were dozens of claims on neighborhood apps of residents seeing anomalous things in the sky. The story picked up steam, and in a few days there were thousands of tweets about the incident. The FAA even imposed a temporary flight restriction over the area where we ran our operation. Is this causation? Did we cause this event? Is this correlation? Or was it purely coincidental? We don't profess to have all the answers, but we do believe it's imperative that we find out. So we've set up Skywatcher, and this is only the beginning. Skywatcher is not a media company. It is a robust, well-financed initiative focused on validating or invalidating these supposed claims.
He said Skywatcher.ai, right? I mean, can we... Here's all the people behind it. Tactical data acquisition. Okay. I want to see the actual sky and multi-sensor correlation and validation. Oh, they even have like the classes of what they've observed in UAPs, like the Tetra Class 1, like looking like a little pyramid and stuff. Tic Tac, we talked about the Tic Tac. Blob, Class 3. Beam, Class, what is it, 4? only. I used to have an IR camera, an infrared camera. I also had a FLIR camera to detect infrared. Wish I never sold that shit. Shit was really cool. Jellyfish. Interesting. Hornet. Class 8. And the egg. Class 9. Interesting. This is interesting. I just wish there was some kind of thing where if they're watching the sky, we can see it too. You know, that would be cool.
We invite you to join us in this initiative, and we intend to share all our findings. Because perhaps, in order for us to actually level up, we need to acknowledge that reality is much more than it seems.
And like we were talking about yesterday, reality, like what is reality? What is above our spectrum of seeing, hearing, tasting? What is above our senses? You know, like the whales, for instance, we cannot hear their actual speech. We have to like slow it down in order to hear it. You know, and they're talking, and we can't hear them talk. You know, which is crazy. So whatever's above our senses, or below our senses. You know, we never know. We never know. Making me question free will. You don't have free will. At this point, nobody has free will. But these are cool. This bright star one, this is really cool. Interesting. Oh, that's cool though. I just wish it would be a little bit more interactive. You know? That would be cool. On that note, I'm gonna piss. I'll be right back. I will be back. I will be back. Oh man, this is crazy. You know, have you ever just like taken a piss or a shit and we're like just deep in thought, and I was just like thinking like, dude, what is above our five senses? What it's sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, right? Or something like that. Like our five senses. Like fuck, dude. It's like a mind fuck. It's so crazy. It's like, you know, what is the sixth sense? There has to be a sixth sense. There has to be a seventh sense. More senses, you know? Like I feel like the gift that I was given when I had synesthesia is it's a gift, but it's a sense, you know? Like I see and feel like colors. It's weird. It's hard to explain. I mean, that's why like I like colors, as you can see, but but when I hear music and sound and stuff like that, it's just like, what the fuck? It relaxes me now, dude. Fucking relaxes me. It's just weird. It's the weirdest shit. It's so hard to explain, but it's the weirdest shit. It's like the only way I can explain it. But it's so much more than that. It's so much more. But what is above our five senses? You know? It's I mean, for instance, like the sound of the whales, you know, uh certain animals talking, we saw it slow and speed up the sound, and they all sound so very alike in the same cadences of the music. Quantum mechanics. Yeah, quantum mechanics is interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What people see on LSD, you know, this is Mr. Feeney. I don't know if you were here for when I discussed that. Uh, I I was actually drugged at one point, smoking marijuana. This is when marijuana was first coming on the scene, like again, and becoming legalized. You know, so I was drugged with PCP, right? And I heard voices, bro. Fucking A, I heard voices and it sounded so real and I couldn't explain it. And I still to this day like think, what if I was hearing things in like a different sort of, because it was saying things to me. Yeah, fake stizzies. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. Like what it was saying, I wasn't even thinking these things, you know? I mean, it's just weird how your mind just travels. But if my mind was traveling, maybe I was actually traveling with my mind. It's crazy. It's total mind fuck, right? Right, total mind fuck. But let's check out some of your other videos. Other videos. That was interesting. Thank you so much for this. That was very interesting. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna be looking at the Skywatcher. Okay. Do not seek contact. Fuck, dude. I was just talking about this. Like, was I actually seeking contact when I was drugged? Like, it's crazy. Oops. Let me see. Like, are you seeking contact when you take, like, LSD or fucking, peyote or what is that one drug, um, that they get from the toad and shit like that that people say changes their lives? They get like a god dose and reality just kind of fucking bends and shit. It's crazy. Fucking wild. What are we not seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling? You know, what are we not noticing that's really going on around our world? And sometimes I think like, what if there's really a different realm within our own world that we cannot have all those five senses? It's just yeah. Yeah, this is a mind fuck. Yeah, I'm talking about the Sixth Sense. Definitely, I'm talking about the Sixth Sense. Um, like uh, just Sixth Sense, Seventh Sense, and it keeps going. Like, what the fuck? It's fucking crazy. Like, what if the afterlife is really here? That's why we see some paranormal things that we can't explain, but we can't see everything. We can't see everything that's going on around us. Maybe they can see us. Maybe they can't see us. Maybe it's a different dimension here. Like in our existence, what we're existing now. How do we know what we're looking isn't just fake reality either? And that shit all ties into UFOs, paranormal, dying, heaven, hell. Is it muted? Is my mic muted? The fuck? That's not saying it's muted. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Cool. Okay, good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see this. Do not seek contact. I mean, already with the saying, like, are we seeking contact by taking like illicit drugs or something like that to that nature? Should we not seek it out? Should we not seek out the truth in aliens or hard data or everything like that? The stream might actually cure my depression. Yeah, it's crazy talk, dude. Crazy talk.
So it is true that you say it's the UFO melds science and religion, right? And it's not going away. Okay. Well,
no way.
This is what
it's
I saw
all together.
before I wrote American
Science,
Cosmic, and
religion
I said,
is.
this is a new form of religion.
Yeah.
It's not just a religion, because we do have UFO religions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But this is
like
a new form of
Scientology
religion.
and shit.
And this is going to happen. And I kind of tried to stay with that thesis, you know, this is how it's going to happen. And I talked about how media is going to it's the infrastructure that's going to, this is going to disseminate through all kinds of different screens, right? And we're just going to be converted through these screens.
I mean, yeah, the veil that just lifts when we're ready or not. Like, part of the veil lifts, like when we see or hear paranormal activity, whether it's paranormal in the sense of ghosts or paranormal in the sense of UFOs, you know, or life itself. I mean, different dimensions in life. Who knows if there's different dimensions in life, you know? And who knows if they're not all here on Earth. I mean, we speak of heaven and hell like being above and below, but maybe it's above and below our senses and not a actual physical place. Or it is a physical place and we're living on it, you know, that we don't see or hear. It's dimensions. When you get into dimensions and stuff like that and lifting the veil, it gets crazy. It gets really crazy.
But I didn't figure that I would have experiences myself going through the study of it, and that I would then think, okay, something is happening here. And that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, that's, and now I'm just going to be open about it, because it feels like the cat's out of the bag with all this stuff. I used to try to maintain sort of impartiality.
Yeah.
And then, the book I would always give people when they were skeptical is a book called UFOs and Nukes by a guy named Robert Hastings.
Yeah, great book.
Amazing book. And it's super dry and hard-headed. And that's why I would give it to people. And I recently connected with him 2 weeks ago. And he was like, I've had a lot of anomalous experiences since I've started studying the phenomena. I've had a lot of weird experiences since I've gotten into this. And
oh, yeah, exactly, Growing. Like, there's just so much we can't know, that we can't understand. Why is our senses muted, though? That's the thing. Like, maybe we can't understand everything, or we shouldn't understand everything that's going on. That's maybe why we shouldn't seek it out, you know? Yeah, it gets nuts, man. It gets nuts.
Now, I've never said this before publicly, but my dad's godfather is a guy named Rod Serling, who created the Twilight Zone and made the most famous UFO documentary in the.
If you want to hear some good quantum mechanics stories, like I was saying yesterday, Michio Kaku,
right? Like a couple months ago, and it's just this weird thing where you start to feel even more connected to it in a completely the goal of science is to stay impartial, but it's sort of impossible with this. And everybody I know who's at the forefront of disclosure, whether it's you or Gary Nolan or any of the, they admit that they've had sort of anomalous experiences themselves. Mm-hmm. And so have you had, you don't have to talk about it if you don't feel comfortable, but have you had any experiences like that?
Well, I think that being alive is an anomalous experience.
It is. Yeah.
And that we just have defense mechanisms to keep us from recognizing it.
Yes.
And I think what happens is that the UFO comes along and busts your defense mechanisms.
Yeah.
So you saw my defense mechanism bust in American Cosmic.
Yes.
And a lot of people did.
Yes.
And then it went out and busted theirs too.
Yes.
Because I was so honest about it. I was like, this is going to happen. It's a new religiosity. Let's do this academically. And then boom. Whoa, what? This is for real? It is for real. And then, okay, if it's for real, what does it mean?
Dude, growing THC, that is a very good comment. Um, it's kind of like we're so simple-minded when we think about our own being. Like you could have been born in India or Israel or Iran or wherever you were, but you find a way to be you, right? You find a way to be you, but we also just think totally like about our lives in the US. I mean, how different would it be if we lived in India or Israel or Iran or Russia or China or any of these countries? Like, it's just cultures are so very different. The way of thinking is so very different, but we always find ourselves no matter what.
And that's my follow-up was like, so my follow-up was like, if it's for real, then what it means is that we better take life pretty darn seriously.
Yes.
Okay, so if it doesn't cause you to go off the deep end, I think what it does is it causes you to, I hate to say this word, or this term, but go on the straight and narrow.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if you don't...
I basically don't drink anymore. I have very little caffeine. I never have caffeine,
wow,
basically.
Wow.
And you feel more sensitive to reality in a way. And then...
And I think growing, what we're also talking about is just having our soul. Being ourself. Our soul is who we are, So, and I mean, who can fathom that we do have a soul or not, but I feel like we do. That's my opinion. Like we have something that's innately us and genetically us. It's in our DNA to be you and how you were built, in the womb, before the womb, all that stuff. But it's also to think crazy about you never existed before a certain time. And now you exist. But then that existence is going to be taken away from you. So it's weird. It just, it's all these thought processes are crazy.
And then you end up having to go in the straight and narrow.
You have to.
It sort of
There's
forces
no
you.
choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a forcing function.
That's what. Oh, very good,
it is.
Jesse. It's a forcing function.
Yes.
I'm going to now use that term. I tried to understand what it was when I told people that these people aren't holy.
Yes.
But they are doing this, and they're doing this because they have to do it. And that's not a choice.
These visitations, in a way, are kind of like a modern mystery event. People don't just walk away traumatized. In some cases, they do. But in other cases, transformed for the better.
Well, it's almost like as you study this, you become, and this is not scientific terminology, but like a higher frequency, but non-specific amplifier or receptor. And so as you get deeper into it, you pick up more, you become much more sensitive, and bad stuff can glom onto you more easily. And so it's almost like C.S. Lewis, the Screw Tape Letters, where you have to be hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
But you also are tapped into really good stuff too.
Yes.
And it's like an amplification or intensification of...
Yo, Ego, what's going on, brother? Welcome. We're just talking about UFOs and other bullshit, and I have bots back in my chat and crazy shit. But Mr. Feeney and Growin is here, and now you're here, and this is just interesting talk. Now we're tying in religion with UFOs and life itself. We're talking about the soul, how we are us, before us, after us, within us. It's just all this stuff that just ties into each other. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And how, like, the veil is lifted and we're almost not we're immune to the sixth sense and everything like that, and who knows why we are.
What somebody who isn't on the path yet might experience. Let's talk about a specific example. The one I love is St. Francis of Assisi, where the UFO experience becomes a forcing function to become a better person. But also that involves a lot of hardship for him. He starts out this sort of popular, life of the party guy, and then he has a UFO experience and basically dies from it. Oh, do you want to tell the full account?
Yeah. Okay. So what happens is that Francis is praying, and something comes out of the sky.
Cool.
And the way that it's described is that there's a lot of sparks, and it seems kind of spinning. And there's an eye, right, that comes down, and there's different versions of it too. So that's what people need to know, is that there's the artistic version of it and the dogmatic version of it. So the information I was able to get was that the angel was harsh with him. Okay, now I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's how it gets translated. So it deals harshly with him, and he receives burns, maybe. So this is then interpreted as being the stigmata, and it's interpreted as the angel, like Jesus talking to him.
Have you guys ever heard of the stigmata? It's where you experience what Jesus experienced during his crucifixion and stuff like that, and you receive slashes and burns and all this kind of crazy stuff. And it's it's like pulling back the veil and experiencing what he experienced through Jesus, through God, and everything like that. But how does this tie into UFOs? Well, who knows? God might be an alien.
Had this messenger coming down and talking to him. Now, this isn't unlike things that you see today, like in contemporary UFO. That's the thing that I was trying to point out, was that this looks very similar to things that people talk about today.
Radiation damage and all the stuff Kit Green and
Gary Nolan's work. I mean, that's when it really hit me. I was actually at the New Mexico site, and we hadn't gone there yet. It was the night before, and we were all just hanging out having a beer. And Gary decided he was going to share his research with us and photos and everything, and it took 2 hours to go through a lot of this stuff. And I was horrified at, because and in fact, part of his motivation was to try to stop this from happening, right, to people.
Do you think that, my mind went for whatever reason when you were talking about the story of St. Francis of Assisi to the Ark of the Covenant and the holiest of holies. And
I mean, who knows? Maybe the Ark of the Covenant is an alien spaceship, contact, bro.
And if you don't, then somehow it does violence to you or something.
So so this question of your purity or else, so in a lot of traditions that have these, that discuss this contact with non-human intelligences, whether we interpret them as deities or, UFOs or whatnot, a lot of them do have this idea, similar idea, as in the Merkaba tradition, right? Yeah. You do have to be, and by the way, you also see this in the Socratic tradition, but strangely, it's with philosophy. Mm-hmm. So you have to be a certain age, and you have to have done so much math and purified yourself in order to understand philosophy, like truth and things like that.
Philosophy of religion is great. It's one of the best, most refreshing courses I've ever taken in college, and I was hooked from day one when I saw that, or heard the professor speak. I was just thinking of a weird thought, right? You have the Ark of the Covenant, but also the Noah's Ark, right? And it was raining. So what if an alien fucking came along to Noah? I know I have the weirdest thoughts. People are probably thinking, dude, this guy is crazy. What if it was a freaking UFO? What if they fucking used a plane to, he was yeah, y'all can't get with this because I'm building an arc, you know, and it's a fucking UFO, and he's like flying above the water and survives, you know, don't have to live along the water, you know what I mean, or right above the water. Who knows? Who fucking knows? It's crazy, crazy shit, crazy lore, reality lore, whatever you want to call it.
So
I just
yeah,
have
so you
these
see
weird
this.
thoughts.
So now, I don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah.
this is, you know, this is the historical fact that people believe this, and people have prepared themselves to do
To
this.
deal with
Now,
trolls is to
listen,
ignore them.
when people ask me, because a lot of people do, I have people say I go talk to a class or, you know, do some podcast, and I'll have somebody ask me, how can I make contact, right? And I don't recommend that at all.
Yeah, right. Right, especially not in some sort of recreational, you know, like it's fun or whatever. Like, good luck. You know?
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
It's dangerous. I think if it happens, it'll happen when you least expect it. And you should just, reality is set up the way it is for a reason, I think.
Yeah, we were talking
you can
about
just
it.
move through your own life and contemplate virtue and get where you need to go through that. And then I do think, yeah, it's like staring at the sun for too long when you kind of study this stuff or whatever.
It's the heroic dose.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
what we not the God dose.
Just don't do
the
it.
heroic
Two
dose.
steps
That's
forward,
it.
one step back, and you know. But
I
really,
probably
yeah,
had a
don't go-
heroic dose
don't
of
always go
PCP,
looking for
dude.
it.
When I got drugged. Jesse Michaels. She's good. I like her. Or is that the guy? I think that's the girl. I think that was her name. See, but we're so curious. Like, I had a ghost hunting group. So I was seeking it out. Do paranormal investigations of houses, everything like that. To doing ghost hunts in very haunted areas. I'm trying to get Lord Hito to go with me to some of these haunted areas, but I'm trying to get in contact. Well, I've gotten in contact with some of my old paranormal pals. You know, I had back when I was investigating. But, like they said, should we lift the veil? It's there for a reason. But should we lift it? Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'll take a Ozemi on one too. You know, I have some equipment. Not a lot anymore. I sold most of mine and some of them busted. So, but I have some equipment. But it's really interesting. Religion is interesting because we interpret God as this otherworldly being. You know, what if our planet was created by an alien? What if God was somewhat human in his looks? Arms, legs, eyes, mouth. You know, made in his image. But looking totally fucking alien or some shit like that. You know? Okay, but why is this so entertaining? It's entertaining because it's life happening around us. It's the past, present, and future all coming together into one. It's that sixth veil. You know? Man, I remember watching Back to the Future for the first time, and I was like, that is such a cool thing to go into the future. Now that I'm older, I'm like, that's such a cool thing. I wish I could go back to the past. You know? But if we can create all these, you know, ships and whatever. Who's to say there wasn't technology before this somewhere else? Already developed, just watching us fuck up the planet, fuck up our lives. I'm like, I don't want to mess with them because they're fucking assholes, right? Maybe that's what they're thinking. Like, they're like, fuck these assholes. Mm-hmm. This is a fire stream. I mean, I hope you like it. If you're not a bot. Yeah, technology was here. I believe technology was here way before we created technology. You know? Yeah, I think it already existed, Mr. Feeney. I think that they've left Earth. They probably think we're dumb. Let's wait until they develop a little more so we can explain things to them, type shit. You know. Oh, you know. Well, if you want to be a regular here, come on in. Come on in and join us. Dude, many people have pondered it, I think. You know, it's just it crosses our mind so much that we don't even know what we're thinking. We don't know that we're thinking about it, but we are thinking about it, you know? We're thinking about it when we pray. Prayer is a form of meditation to me, right? We think about it when we try to listen to this. When we pray, we're in a form of meditation trying to summon an energy, a being, right? We're trying to summon a being, basically. So it's just crazy. And who knows? Maybe that being is an alien. And then we get into telepathy, right? As we're talking about the people that pilot ships and shit like that, you know? If there is to, yeah, and speaking some tongues, we were talking about linguistics the other day as well. Certain linguistics, they're just very interesting. And religion, I think, started with thought, right? We had thought, of course, we saw the sky, we were in awe of the sky itself. Every time we came at night and saw the stars, shooting stars, everything, we were in awe as cavemen or whatnot, or as our mind developed, you know, and maybe something did come down and we wrote it down onto paper, you know, to parchment, experiences with God, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him, Zoroaster, you know, and we had this communication with God himself because he came down to this earth and blessed us with knowledge. I'm feeling relaxed. I'm feeling very relaxed. And yeah, in a church setting, I mean, we built religions based upon almost some of the same stuff. It's religion is very similar all the way around, but it connects and intersects with each other. Religion always connects and intersects with other religions, you know? And there's religious warfare. Religious warfare happens all the time. It's been happening since the ancient times all the way till now, you know? So, what are we believing in? A higher power, an alien force. Yeah, an alien force, right? We're worshiping an alien force, I think. No, but I've wanted to see that movie growing. It's kind of boring, but the ending is so good. Okay, I have to see Begonia. I was gonna go see Begonia. It's weird because I guess she's working person, but she's like an alien or some shit, and they capture her, and you know, uh, yeah, it's an interesting trailer. I wanted to see it, but just didn't get around to see it. And I have a movie pass from AMC that I get to see 4 movies a week for like 27 bucks a month, which is good. It's good. I want to see the Begonia trailer again. Oh, look, my thing is on YouTube. It says live right here. We're live. Um, okay. But oh, wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Yeah, the Begonia trailer is interesting, and it captivated me.
Good morning, Courtney. Good morning, Michelle. I believe every company should strive to form a diverse table, to empower people of different skills, and every time, what is it?
Skills and identities.
To foster a new generation of, okay, let's go again.
They want you to think it's you, that it's you who made this world. But it's always been them. All we've lost, all that's been done to us, we're setting that right again. Greetings. Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance.
Where's my hair?
Your hair has been destroyed to prevent you from contacting your ship.
What ship?
Your mothership?
Okay. In the next 48 hours, the police and the FBI will begin a statewide manhunt. I'm a high-profile female corporate executive. I am crucial. In all humility, I can say that. Think of it like you abducted the governor, but worse. There is no possible scenario where you benefit from this incident.
That was really good. My pulse is racing right now. I've done a ton of research on this. You're killing our planet.
Alien fellas. I'm not an alien.
You're lying to me.
What's the difference? You know this is crazy. You know this is wrong.
I know who you are. I know what you are.
I know you too, Teddy.
It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah, looks interesting. Honestly. Hmm. Oh, they're saying I need more to drink. I'm drinking like crazy. I'll be back. All right, back. Imagine being this mad at a streamer existing. So, all right, I'm back. You guys still there? Hopefully, you guys are still there. We're gonna get into some more videos that was sent by Mr. Feeney, and I think Growing might have sent a video. I'm not sure. I think I saw something there. Somebody. No, it's all Mr. Feeney. I think. Interesting. Okay. Look at this. They are the same force. This one looks really cool. Ever met a person who tried to convert you in 5 minutes? Dude, if you go to LA, you know there's people with God signs or there's Scientologists. Fucking the God sign people act crazy, dude. Like, they like shave their head bald and they're like acting like they're a Buddhist monk, but they're really a monk for Christianity. So I don't know. I'm not a very religious person, but I believe there is something out there. A higher force, a higher being, something that we can call maybe even an equal, but has more intelligence than us. So, yeah. We just believe they were gods in ancient times because we looked towards the sky and they came down and interacted with us and showed us the way to build technology and everything else. It started out as their technology and it ended up being our own to see how we were progressing. You opened the fridge and forgot why I was there. Classic. Okay. Cool.
This is it's kind of a crazy, weird question, but Jacques Vallée has clearly influenced you a lot.
Yes.
In some ways, the godfather of modern UFO research, one of the early pioneers of the internet, but also talked about how UFOs work as sort of control systems, use intermittent reinforcement to sort of maybe control societies in ways that we don't even fully understand. And he's also interested in fallen angels. You talk about this in Encounters.
That's right.
And also demons. And so angels and demons, what does this have to do with modern ufology?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a scene in Encounters.
Yes.
Where I'm having lunch with Jacques Vallée. So we're in his study, and it's really amazingly beautiful here in the Bay Area. And he starts to explain a couple of things to me, and I notice a bunch of books on shelves, and I notice those things, right?
Yeah.
So I go and I start to look to see what he has on this one shelf, and then he takes one of the books off, and it was a book about angels. And he says, of course, you can't have one without the other, right?
Mm.
And so we went out and had some coffee and pastries in his living room. And so we talked, and he asked me what I learned from Tyler.
Yeah.
He said, what did we learn from Tyler? And at the time, I was like, you got my book. You know? I was thinking, you got my book, Jacques, you know. But then I thought, what did we learn from Tyler? So I couldn't really answer him. And thankfully, I took too long to answer him because he picked up another book and he said, you need to read this book. And whenever he says that to me, of course, I'm going to get the book and read it. But this one was weird. So he showed it to me, and it was The History of Satan. It just had these big words on it that says Satan. And again, if I wasn't a little bit concerned before, I was absolutely concerned at that point. I was like, you know, Jacques Vallée is handing me this book that says Satan on it. And so he said, look at the pagination. So I, looked at the pagination. It was 666.
Whoa.
Yeah, I thought that was so, of course.
Wild.
It was a really weird moment. And he said that in the States, we think of Satan or the devil as really, really terrible, right? But, he said that the French, they have a different view of it. and it's less sensationalist. That's what he was saying. And then he had another bookshelf, and it was the same thing. So he picked out a book, and he made a joke. You know, he's really funny, as you know, right? He's super funny.
Yeah.
And so he made a joke, and he said,
Feels like he's always trolling you a little bit.
I'm
like,
serious. That's exactly how he is. He is.
And it's almost like the work that he talks about where, you know, it's like the sound of one hand clapping, the Zen koan or whatever. The absurdity of the phenomena itself, it almost feels like it comes through him. And the way he speaks is sort of like confusing. And it's like he throws like a smoke bomb and you're like, what did you say? And you end up trying to parse it even more than you would if it were immediately clear, because he would just be like, okay, yeah, I'll meet you at this place or whatever. But he uses a word and you're like, what's going on there? And then you're more motivated to.
Yeah, I agree.
My son, burn it. It is from the devil.
I've never been so trolled in my life.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole study,
right?
You know, I was just like this normal kind of professor of religious studies, doing my thing, and all of a sudden, boom, and all of a sudden, my life, you know, becomes this crazy town.
Well, the hermeneutic reading of American Cosmic is that you start out this analytical, rigorous academic, and it's all of a sudden the observer observed wall breaks down and you are sort of converted yourself into a UFO believer.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
I know. It's really, really so strange.
Here's why Diana's book American Cosmic changed me and many people I know forever. It
I might
starts
get
off
this
not
book.
only skeptical of UFOs, but as a pretty rational academic take on the subject. In fact, the first half of the book almost reads like a dismissal of UFOs as a modern psyop, discussing how TV and media are very influential in defining how people recollect their alien or UFO sightings. For example, she talks about Betty and Barney Hill in 1961 seeing aliens with eyes wrapped around the rim of their heads. But were they just being subliminally influenced by the CBS show Outer Limits that also show aliens with horizontal slit-like eyes? The show premiered just a couple of weeks before the couple's reported abduction experience. Diana also writes about the monolith in 2001 Space Odyssey, and how it may not represent an alien artifact that inspires tech innovation, but actually a digital screen that manipulates our 3D lower reality. In fact, 2001's director, Stanley Kubrick, said in a 1969 interview that interpreting the monolith as an alien artifact is the movie's most superficial interpretation. Kubrick even initially experimented with the monolith literally being a screen that flashes targets for the apes to hit with rocks, almost a visual hunting manual, flashing shapes and colors for the apes to learn increasingly abstract concepts and evolve. In the novelized version of 2001, written by Arthur C. Clarke, the monolith above astronaut David Bowman's bed was actually just a TV. So is the monolith just the smokescreen in Plato's cave? Diana goes even deeper on the possibility of a UFO psyop. She gets into modern UFO cults like Dorothy Martin and her followers, a group of Midwestern rapturists that believed that they were recipients of a UFO prophecy about an impending apocalypse in 1954, which of course never happened. Okay, so media subtly influences our UFO experiences. The monolith isn't an alien artifact, it's a screen that manipulates our reality, and we have a bunch of crazy UFO cults running around. Are modern UFOs just a psyop built in a Disney studio? But as soon as you're ready to write UFOs off as a big psyop, something kind of crazy happens in the book. She meets the pseudonymously named Tyler, who worked as a NASA mission controller since the 80s, but also worked in an alleged secret space program where he used specific protocols to mentally download information instrumental for biotech companies that he founded.
He's definitely atypical of a Space Force guy, you know, rocket scientist. You have a certain stereotype of these guys, and they're not driving really awesome cars or flying around in jets, but that's what he was doing. He actually said he was interested in what I studied. And, you know, I study religious studies. Now, he's not the first aerospace guy who's asked me about my work. So I had been asked by some people that I later found out were part of what we call the Invisible College, these scientists who study, you know, this topic. And I had been doing some work on pretty much historical angel events.
Yeah.
And they wanted to see what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I thought, who are these people from an aerospace company who are interested in this. And so I sent him the work, right?
She also meets Dr. Gary Nolan, a tenured Stanford professor and microbiologist with his own mental protocols. Dr. Nolan would later go on to use his Stanford lab to attempt to do material science analysis on what he thinks might be UFO crash parts. Tyler takes Diana and Gary blindfolded to a UFO crash site in New Mexico together.
It was a secret place on government land. It was a New Mexico crash retrieval place. And it was a place that, was not Roswell, but this is what Tyler told me. He said there were a few crashes that happened in the 1940s.
They then find UFO crash materials with anomalous isotope ratios not generally found on Earth.
We did find things, but they weren't easy to find. If they were placed there, they were placed so far down, rocks that had been there for looked like 100 years,
Yeah,
like
I've been
stuff that you
hiking
just
before and
couldn't
seen
get.
like
If all of this sounds insane,
weird,
it initially did to me too,
metal
but
things.
reality is insane, or at least it's a little weirder than you think. It's so interesting.
I know. It's really, really so strange. The thing about it is it's a both and.
Mm.
So you say, at first you think the book is going to be about Walt Disney did it all and psyoped us and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's both and.
Yes.
It's like, yes, there were psyops that happened. And yes, there is a phenomenon that exists. And so I guess that is the hardest thing to convey, is that people want either or. They want to either there's nothing and we're being fooled and, bad on you, government, or it's really the space people are here and they're going to save us. What if, it's way more complicated than that.
And what if, per yours and Jacques Vallée's work, where you can compare past, St. Francis of Assisi or the ecstasy of St. Teresa, feel like modern alien abduction experiences, or Jacques Vallée in Passport to Magonia would say, in Celtic medieval Ireland, you might see a leprechaun or a fairy, and now you're seeing an alien. What if it is both? Because I've never seen a document leaked from the government that says we are going to wholesale fabricate UFOs. That never exists. What you do see a lot of is Walter B. Smith, the director of the CIA in 1953, saying we're going to play up the phenomenon for psychological warfare purposes in the Cold War.
That's right.
So you're using an existing underlying phenomenon for your own purposes.
That's right.
And so the modern space alien stuff, that might be the smoke screen we're seeing. We're just seeing the veil, and we're seeing these sort of low-level memes or motifs, and yet in a weird way, this has been going on, transcending space-time. This has been going on across history in these really profound ways, and that's not a psyop. That is so real.
Yes.
And the experiences people have are real.
Totally real.
In the late 1800s, while sleeping in her small cell in a Catholic convent, a young nun named Sister Maria was awakened by a shining object, like a flame, that appeared to emerge from her room's wall and hover above her. No one in the convent
That's kind of
believed
weird
her, but
because
she
we were
convinced
just
the Mother
watching that paranormal thing where we saw some kind of orb-like plasma ball flame that the kids were there, It's kind of weird because it all ties in.
Superior to stay up with her one night. Lo and behold, the flame emerged from the wall and hovered over the two women. The Mother Superior determined that the flame must be a soul stuck in purgatory in need of prayer. Now cut to the 20th century. Melissa, in her early 20s, saw a ball of light come through the sliding doors of her apartment, bounce around the room, go down the hall, and into the other room. She followed the light around the room before it went back outside through the same sliding doors. This is an exact description of a UFO encounter from John Mack's 1994 book, Abduction. Mack was the head of the Harvard Psychiatry Department who devoted the end of his life to studying alien and UFO experiencers. And this description of an orb bouncing around Melissa's room sounds exactly like the 19th century Catholic nun's experience. Are these two experiences the same thing? One with a religious overlay, and the other interpreted as paranormal or extraterrestrial?
Very good. Jesse Michaels, she's cool, man. We like that shit. Was this the same one? They are the same force. I think this was the same one. Yeah, it is. It is. Look at see. Former Navy pilot Ryan Graves on his UFO encounter. See this. Yeah, that plasma thing that one girl saw with the other girl being there could have been something, you know, extraterrestrial. That flick was inhuman. Are you on a Smurf or something worse? Make a law. Okay.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Please tell people your credentials, what your background is.
Sure. So, my name is Ryan Graves. I have an engineering degree, mechanical and aerospace engineering. I promptly left doing that to go fly F-18s for the Navy as soon as I graduated college. Did that for about a decade, both operationally in combat as well as an instructor role, teaching the new students. And, we did witness something while we were flying in our jets, but, we were doing it we witnessed it in the context of our just everyday flying in our missions.
And what year was it that you witnessed this?
So we started seeing these in 2014 was the earliest that I know. 2013, late 2013, early 2014.
And could you describe what was the very first experience?
Yeah, so for me personally, the experience was simply just flying out to the area like I would any other day. And instead of seeing an empty airspace with just my wing person or another squadron doing something in a different block, there were all of a sudden a lot of different radar contacts, which is immediately a problem because, we could be hitting one of those or someone working in our area. And this was happening because we upgraded our radar the best we could tell. We were in a earlier radar called the APG-73, and we had come back from deployment. We entered a maintenance phase, it's called. We kind of do a little bit less flying, upgrade the jets if we need to, do any long-lasting maintenance, and we upgraded to the APG-79, which was a much better radar.
And what is the difference in the capabilities of the upgraded radar system versus the original system?
Mm-hmm. So, kind of practically speaking, it's like going from an analog TV essentially to like an OLED. It's, a digital modern tool compared to more of like an analog classical radar that has more limited range and has less ability to track multiple targets and things of that nature. So just generally speaking, we would expect to see, more objects if there were any out there or smaller objects, but there shouldn't have been any objects out there.
And so how far offshore are you when this is all going down?
Our working areas start about 10 miles off the coast, and then it goes out 100 or 250 miles or so, though we don't usually use those far eastern areas. But we would only see them over the water. So they would really only be in our working areas, maybe slightly, in between the working area and land, but never over the land. Sometimes over the bays that are in the area that are quite large. But never just kind of zooming west over land or anything like that.
And is this restricted airspace?
It's not. So that's a tricky question. For us operating in a military operating area, it is not restricted in the sense that you have to be, there's only one person allowed in there. You could have these little Cessnas kind of bumbling in there, but they would get called out pretty quick, both from the kind of air traffic control agency that's working out there, as well as the F-18s and the other aircraft that may be working out there. But in a broader sense, when we look at it in relation to our air defense identification zone, which is essentially a band of airspace that surrounds our entire country, if your flight path originates out over the water outside of that ADIZ and you proceed into that ADIZ, into our controlled airspace, then you do have to essentially have permission to enter that airspace. It's not a restricted airspace like a traditional bombing range, but it is protected airspace. It's our coastal air.
So you have this upgraded radar system, and what are you detecting?
So on the radar, really what we can learn from that is essentially the kinematics of the object. So where is it essentially, and what direction is it going? How fast is it going? Things of that nature. We can't necessarily make out the shape or things of that nature. So it's a representation. It's like a block on our screen to show that information. And so when we see that on our radar, we can tell, where it's located, perhaps what's located around it if there's other objects we're detecting, how fast it's going, what direction it's pointed in, what direction it's traveling in. So we call that velocity vector. So if we see this essentially little circle, it'll have a tail coming off of it. And that tail kind of represents the nose of the vehicle, at least as its flight path is going. And so with that, we would typically see an aircraft just kind of trudging along with a straight line, taking occasional turns. But these objects had a little bit more of a, I don't want to say random, but more less controlled flight path. That velocity vector would kind of jump around a bit more. They would not proceed in like a perfectly straight line as you would imagine like a flight navigation computer would take you, right? It takes you from A to B in the straightest line possible. These objects seem to kind of be moving in a direction that was not a straight line, but generally proceeding in that direction. And so they would kind of be meandering slightly, but moving in that general direction, both three-dimensionally and horizontally.
So winding around, going up, going down.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not on a flat plane, and they're not going in a straight line.
So I don't want to draw too many firm statements like that because we would see them being flat, too. We'd see them perfectly stationary up there, regardless of the wind.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so you just had some encounters with aliens. It's interesting, but I've heard a lot of that. I really like the religious aspect of aliens and how it intermingles with extraterrestrial life and mixes with religion and philosophies of religion and how that can all correlate both to the paranormal and extraterrestrial spectrum of everything that might be going on. It's interesting. But I'm gonna do an intermission now where I'm just gonna play some video games. I need like my mind is going like 100 miles per hour, and I need to kind of calm my brain a little bit by playing a little video games, and I hope you guys don't mind that I am doing that because yeah, I need something. I need something. I was gonna play Once Human, but now I'm gonna play something like Marvel Rivals. I haven't played that in a while. Um, are you guys good? Are you guys still there? Papaka, papaka. Oh man. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, bro. Remind me, you know what? I'm gonna give you your OG badge right now, bro. I'm gonna give you your OG badge right now. We'll have time. And yeah, thank you for coming out, bro. Thank you for coming out, visiting with me and Mr. Fuck about the aliens and the veil and everything like that. So let me the benefit of following, I don't know, it helps us out. Yeah, it helps us out. It just helps us out with our achievements and what our goals are growing in the kick space. Hey, no problem. You deserve it. You're here, right? You're present, and I see that you're present a lot. So you deserve OG. All good, all good. Yeah, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna do what's it called? Game stream, and I'm giving this not Mr. Feedy, but I'm giving Growing THC his badge. What the hell? Where's Sweater God anyway? Man, Sweater God. Bro. Okay, let me see. I'm almost here. I need to go into my creative dashboard and give you community roles. Oh geez. Mr. Feeney. Or not Mr. Feeney, growing THC. Deegan activities. What is Deegan activities? Not trying to plug as Deegan. Who's Sweater God? I don't know. So he's trying to smash the girly, huh? Is he gonna get it? Doom scrolling. I've never heard of that either. I love purple. That's my favorite color. Wait, every time I put growing THC, I get growing TEC in my thing. Let me double check. This is crazy. Growing THC. How come that's not coming up? It's so weird. Nah, we're gonna get it to you. Like I'm writing down growing THC and it says growing TEC. We're gonna figure this out, man. I'm gonna get it to you, bro. Yeah, no space. I don't think I put in a space. Let me just try it again. Growing. Why does it say growing tech after that? THC. Yeah, something's weird. Something is definitely weird here. And you spell growing right. We'll get it for you though. We yeah, it's weird because when I put growing THCs, the thing says growing tech TEC comes up, and I don't know why that does unless you have a different alias or some shit. Let me see. Let me see something. That's weird. We'll try it tomorrow. I'll get it. I'll get it to you. Okay, I'll get it to you for sure. We'll figure it out together. We'll figure it out cuz you definitely deserve it for being here and staying here. So, definitely deserve it. We'll get you there, bro. We'll get you there. Let me do that tomorrow then. Maybe it's some kind of glitch cuz sometimes Kick, they like to glitch in and fuck around. Uh, I'm still fucking. I had so much snacks. All right, cool, man. Yeah, yeah. Head out and whenever you want to come on in and check it out, let us me know on Twitch. We're not on. Well, I am on Twitch, but I don't think I have any viewers on Twitch right now. Well, it does say I have one viewer on Twitch. Not bad. One viewer, zero, and zero. That's crazy. Uh, I shouldn't have taken my sleeping medicine, but I did. But also, I have my what's it called? I don't know, man. Like there could be some growing chance. Why am I always getting a virtual hug by that person? Yeah, yeah, exactly. There should be. Somebody has to have something like related. Oh, I'm gonna wait until the game starts. Play the game, maybe get some food right now. Yeah, crash out, bro. I'm gonna play games and then we'll continue this tomorrow. What? Word. Yeah, yeah, go to sleep, man. Yeah, catch you at the next one, bro. Peace out. Yeah. All right, I'm actually gonna go sleep, and we'll catch you on another stream, guys. Have a good night. Bye. Yeah, man, I do. I do make YouTube live videos, but I need to make regular YouTube videos as well. Hi. All right, I'm going to bed. I'm fucking dead.